I'm Eagle. Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is episode 644.5 WEedNerdWorld. How you guys doing this fabulous Saturday, late, Sunday, Monday. It's fucking Monday. Monday morning. Wow. Seems I've lost a day there. Cheers, Green Fingers, Pimp Jam, McBodie Face, Stoney Creek. I think we all smoke weed. Cheers. What are you smoking on? I guess I get my chat popped out, brought around, set the live chat. 710, Counting Sewer, how you doing? What kind of weed you smoking? That you know about me, it's that I do. Cheers, Blind Cat. What is up, my friend? Still rocking it. I listen to this thing at least once a day. Aww. Hopefully that's by choice there, 710. Hopefully you're not smoking by choice. Kid, Mr. Officer, unless you're down. Oh, weed. I gotta roll one. I don't know why I think that's so funny, but it seems to be a staple in my life. One of the things I try to make sure people know about me as well. No daddy coming to my house. I will be smoking weed in the house will smell like weed as well. All right, where is my weed? Chromium, I got sacked up right here. I in the comment section of this song, I was like, did I use this song? I did. Hey, I think they even liked it. I don't know. Mr. Green Fingers. Not take no. I don't think anybody else minds either there. Mr. Smiley popping in. I gotta get my headphone. He smokes weed too. I don't know if you know that. Up, Mr. Smiley.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Pretty good. Oh, yeah. I had to take a fucking snack break in between shows. I had to air fry me some nuggets. I went back in for seconds, but the air fryer wasn't so kind in the second round. They were a little chilly in the middle.
I had cold pizza while you guys were on.
Yeah.
We get to snack while you're on the camera anyway, so get your turn in. That was a good one, man. Brett's cool.
Yeah, definitely cool, dude. What you smoking on? Is that a cig or is that look like a cigarette puff?
No, that's no, it's one of mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a name, so it's just.
What's the cross?
It's GG4 to High Mac.
I tell you what, man. You girls are testing my filters.
Yeah.
And And that's saying something. Because normally the place would be packed, right? Wow. You would think that the filters would be set up to handle the room. You see what I'm getting at? And I was outside yesterday and I was like, I can smell them ladies out here. So the carbon filter is struggling to handle the three. Well, there's four in the tent. There's you three ladies, and there's a board 13 in that tent behind me, Flower. But your girls are fucking out stinking that board for sure. And I think they want, I want to say they're leaning towards the ghost side of things, but I haven't necessarily sampled the Sky Cuddler by itself. So, but real fuely, definitely fuely, nice pungent fuel in the air. I almost they're close. They're close. I'm being patient because it's limited numbers, you know what I mean? What's in that tent's mine until the next harvest? You know what I'm saying? So I'm letting them girls go like full term, like letting them fully mature, making sure I get every little fucking gram out of them bitches, you know what I'm saying? So they're close, but I'm just letting them fatten up, harden up just a little bit more before I pull it down.
That's dope, man. I'm excited. I was just taking clones of the phenos I got going through with that. That's the Ghost OG one, right? And yeah, I just took some clones of it, and I was like smelling it even in veg, taking the clones. I'm like, this is gonna be cool. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it, that's for sure. What's up, Cream Fingers? Moreover, I'll have some for you to sample on the 5th. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I spoke with Mendo. They're playing on the 4th at 7:45.
That makes sense. That's a Saturday. The 5th is Sunday, so yeah, it makes sense.
It just means I got to get there day early and spend the night.
Yeah, it's gonna be a cool event, man. I'm excited to, excited they're coming back to Michigan. Mendo Dope rules. I wasn't able to make the last one either, so I don't know. Be cool.
Yeah, if I got to get stuck.
A great show.
I bet.
Hey,
if I'm going to stay one night, why not the night when Mendo Dope could be lurking all night?
They put on a great show, man.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I don't know. I like listening
time
to it, man. Their music's kick ass, and like I don't know, it kind of makes it go by fast when you're like trimming up your plants, and there's a song on about sticky arm hairs and shit. And you're like, yeah, okay, I got sticky arm hairs.
I don't know if they still do it, but last couple times I saw them, they had a raffle at the end of each show they did, and they gave away a freaking autographed bong.
Badass. It's something.
Yeah, the only thing I ever won in my entire fucking life was a Mendo Dope bong.
You won one?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't catch that.
Oh yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, actually, I'll show you guys if I can get.
What are you in, a limousine?
Oh, I did all this fucking. No, I'm in my yard.
Oh, all right.
I did a bunch of solar lights up and shit. I didn't finish yet. Started the steps. I still got to do the lines and the steps and shit over here, but yeah, looks pretty fucking cool. It's all solar, so it's dark as shit out here. So
kind of look like a runway.
Yeah.
Right. You know, the funny shit was I almost ordered. I was gonna order blue originally, And somebody was like, no, dude, if you order the blue, the cartel's going to be dropping fucking packages in your driveway and shit. And I'm like, well, don't need a bunch of that fucking shit.
What are you talking about?
Look like a fucking runway. I'm right by Mexico, dude.
That's badass. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fucking scumbag because I used it a lot. But old Lazy fucking signed it right here. Fucking Mr. Blaps over here for the whole band.
Just put clear tape over their shit. Spray it with the clear.
Oh, it's already like coming off.
I had a Cheech and Chong, or Cheech and Chong. I had a Tommy Chong bong, or a bubbler, and it had his initials, but that rubbed off the first day I got it.
No, I'm sure if I called him up or like, you know, sent him a fucking DM or whatever and told him, hey, you know, I used the shit out of this thing. Can you guys re-autograph it? They'd do it if I sent it up. But I'm not worried about it. It's a bong. It was meant to be used. Especially coming from them, you know.
Got that gas leak all taken care of, Socal?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So I think tomorrow I ride.
On your motorcycle, you gas leak?
Yeah, there's a gas leak in the petcock. It's like so there's a diaphragm kind of like similar to the diaphragm in the carburetor. And it was fucking leaking right there. So I took it all apart and fucking sealed it back up and had to put it all back together, but I think I got it.
Like the float valve? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it was the actual fucking fuel shut off.
Oh, okay, so further up.
So yeah, it's like a 3-piece deal because it's got a diaphragm in the middle of it, and it was leaking around the joint where all three like pieces connect together.
I hate that when you got a leaky joint. That's
Right.
bullshit.
Right.
Usually that's a good thing though. It's just spitting out fucking dark resin at the end of your joint. You guys are fire auto. You know,
No, I
that's
was
where
talking like
fire
a
auto.
stem like sticking through the paper somewhere or something. You have to,
Oh, like one of those stickies, eh? I hate sticky weed, man. That's a bad stickiness. That's the
Right.
stickiness you don't want, man.
Carburetors are like transmissions for me. I'll bolt a new one on, but I'm not cracking that fucker open to work on it.
Yeah, you kind of got to learn how to do that in the racing world, you know. It kind of sucks. I don't like doing it, but I'd rather know how to do it and be able to do it in the middle of fucking nowhere than be stuck because it's something stupid.
Well, if in a racing world, why would you even have that valve there? So, Cal, is it like a gas reserve type of switch shit?
It's the the fucking on-off switch for your gas.
Right. And you have to have that legally.
Well, no, but there's no other way, you know, if you don't have a fucking on-off switch, then your gas is just flowing constantly.
Constant, right?
Yeah.
It's lighter though, SoCal. Think of the weight you're going to save, man. You're going to be faster. Get rid of that valve shit.
Right. Right.
2 grams lighter, right?
Are they not on the fuel injection yet?
Well, even with fuel injection on the bike, you still have a shutoff valve on your tank.
Yeah, you don't want your tank leaking all the time, right? You want to be able to shut off the gas supply.
Let's just say you're
You'd have a hell of a time getting that thing started when you got it to wherever you were trailing it from, right?
Yeah,
That's
it'd be
why
all your fuel would just it'd basically flood your carburetor until it
if it's
backed up.
injected, you don't have a carburetor, jackass.
Well, with the
Jackass.
injectors, no, but with the injectors, you still have to have a shutoff switch on that shit. You know what I mean?
What's got you all rowdy, Smiley?
Nothing. I'm good, man. It's a good Sunday night.
You just don't fuck around with carburetors
Right.
or EFI systems, and you cool, right? Let's get back onto something more weed nerdish. Maybe some soil talk, huh? Or some genetics. We can talk about some genetics.
Let's talk about autos.
Okay.
Did you see Bud KIllawatt posted up some pictures of his autos? Looking fire as fuck, by the way, but he was like, he made it just for you, Major.
I'll have to check that out on IG then, man.
I
just did get
you in one of them or something. It was pretty funny. It was like the Major says no. It's funny as fuck.
Major not approved.
Right. What's up,
I did just get a
What up,
blind
Smile?
cat. Dude, you never hit me up on IG, man. Your
Yeah, I
seed,
did.
your feed voucher is no longer valid.
I sent it to you already. I sent it to you the next day.
You sure?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I haven't got it yet, man. I check every day.
Red Pill snuck
Garden
in
of the
as
Major.
well. Cheers, Red Pill.
Garden of the Major.
Yeah.
All right, dude, I'll check it. I'll check it, man.
Let me know. I mean, if not, then try. I mean, sometimes I have a hard. I thought that was you at least, mate, unless there's somebody impersonating you. But send me, if you don't mind, send me a little fucking DM or whatever, and I'll write
That's
it
the
right
auto. That's the Major of the autos.
in. Rager of the
Auto
auto.
major.
Yeah, forget that guy.
But I appreciate the thing anyway. So it's tight, man. Thank you.
I got you, man. I got you.
So I was fucking. You should go back to listen to that first episode with Brett. I was fucking listening, recapping that episode before tonight's episode, and he's talking about fucking autos in that episode, and he was, what'd he say? He's like, them fuckers were originally bred for bread. They weren't even smoking purposes. They were made for fucking animals. You're supposed to eat those bitches.
Yeah. So true.
It's like Major would be loving this.
Well, you think there's a high CBN factor in that stuff, or a CBD, or whatever the hell negative cannabinoid that negatively affects the longevity of the high? There's something in autos that has to get picked out, right, and flicked away. Just only half the genetics.
They would have to tie
picked
well, I mean,
out.
they have found like certain traits. I've heard people talk about that, where there's like certain traits that are always together that you're never going to really get rid of one and keep the other. Whenever you get rid of the one, both kind of go away. And I would imagine it's that way, kind of with like some of the auto traits. You know what I mean? The photoperiodism.
You think some of those like synthetic
Would that be considered
pathways
recessive?
are relying on enzymes that affect different cannabinoids then?
Well, it's just a different set of genetic in the genetic code.
No, there you go. It can be modified then.
I'm just trying to think, like the way I understand it is like there's the letters in the DNA, and then there's 3 letters are a codon, and then certain amount of codons will make a you know what I'm saying, like a protein or whatever in a chain. And then like certain number of those in a chain will make a trait that it has. So like if that, it's like
Right.
a section of it, what I'm getting at is it's a section of the DNA. It's not just like a small codon that's this. You
Yeah, I know what you're saying. A
That's how I
particular
understand it
location
anyway.
in that chromosome has to match up exactly with the previous parents that have that same characteristic come to life. Right. Not only that particular Loki, I believe they call that particular spot in that chromosome has to be exactly the same. Not only that, they have to all match up the same, right, and get these pairs.
Right.
I believe those are recessive traits to come through.
That's what I was gonna say. Isn't what you were talking about, like not being able to get rid of it or whatever? Like that's like a recessive trait, right? It always pops up somewhere, and I don't know. I'm kind of new.
No,
I understand.
genetics are
right?
complex for sure,
Yeah.
dude.
Right.
Every time you go down that pathway, it's confusing for sure. All these definitions that are complex to remember.
Yeah. I think the only reason I have like a small little grasp on it, I'm like fucking clutching at it, but the only reason I got that is from my fucking genetic disorder myself. So I got 2 recessive genes and shit. So
So you get that awesome phenotypical expression of not being able to see.
yeah, well, no,
or slowly degenerated vision.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the vision's not. It's only a side effect of vision. It's actually
Your stomach.
the genetic thing has to do with metabolizing certain types of foods.
You don't produce a enzyme that breaks down proteins or something, right?
Yeah, I have the well, it's not protein, but yeah, I can talk to you in a DM about it for sure. Like, I don't really want to talk too in depth about it here, but I'll talk to anybody about it though in person or in a DM or whatever if they're ever interested. It's kind of complex, but it's kind of a blessing in disguise too, because
I know you gotta eat like every 3 hours, right? So that's a bonus.
Right, that's what I'm saying. How I keep this girlish figure, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah. What's your secret, Smiley? How you keep that figure?
Hey.
Working hard, man. I don't know. I don't
working hard. You're supposed to say these goddamn cigarettes, man.
Yeah, might be.
Right?
We'll
Cold pizza, cigarettes.
Pork out. I don't know. I get chubby in the winter. It's like springtime, so I'm on my heavier side now. Eating all these ho-hos all winter long.
Dude, I'm so excited, Smiley. I got all that shit I was been talking about forever. I got all my potatoes planted, 100-gallon smart pot plus a 27-gallon tote, all planted with taters. I got fucking 300 onion sets planted, a bunch of whole bag of garlic, fucking 4 packs of carrots, 3 packs of beets, fucking bunch of different types of radishes, hella shit.
Was that beets and carrots? You tried to fix your beard up, huh?
Yep.
Get that beard game going.
Hell yeah.
Got some space planted, dude. That's fuck badass.
Oh, bro, you should. I'll like take some pictures once it actually starts sprouting and shit. And it's like 4 different areas I hand rototilled today with the little fucking, what do they call it? Little hand rototiller deal. Shit was a lot of work, so I'm exhausted. But
was it called the mantis by any chance?
I don't know the name of it, but it's just a little claw thing, and it's fucking, you just twist it.
Yeah. It sounds like the little mantis machine I used to have.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think he's talking about the kind you like stick and you turn. You know what I mean? You're shoving it, you manually. You're talking about that little
machine.
Baby rototiller. Yeah, them fuckers kick ass, though, man. They chew up some shit.
Yeah, there's no motor on mine.
You are the motor.
Is that all new garden space then, Blind Cat?
No, no. It actually took me a lot less because like the last year and the year before when I hand did it took me like hours to break up those areas, but this time it only took me like 15 minutes for each area, and they were a good about 10 by a good 5 by 10 each area.
Got her chopped in half, boys. Only half the samples left.
Very cool samples. Was that say ice cream cake?
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I don't know if that's what I'm smoking right now because I'm a dumbass and I got 2 white ones, and it could be defunct or ice cream cake. So whatever it is tastes really good. I fucking shouldn't have opened one. I should have left one closed so I can know what I'm fucking smoking. I'm a jackass, but it's good. Wish I knew which one it was. Keeps going out. It's not that good.
Yeah, it's badass. Speaking of the garden too, I was in mine, and last year I had some Roma tomatoes, and obviously like tomatoes fall or whatever, but there was a bunch of fucking sprouts that were popping up. So I was like, I don't know, I just dug them up and fucking spread them out, and because they were like all clumped together. There was like 10 of them all on top of each other, you know. But they were good. I don't know. They had their second set of leaves or whatever. So I just fucking peeled them all apart and planted them in a row and ended up making like 3 rows. There's like fucking 12 tomato plants right there or whatever. So it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, aromas are good. Good for making some sauce.
I'm gonna try that. Like, they call it a Florida weave or whatever, but then it's like how you weave the plants to kind of keep them, so you're not having to put a cage around each one, you know.
Yeah, that cage can get in the fucking way for sure.
Yeah. They're expensive as fuck now too, dude. They were like $15-16 for a tomato cage.
No, go to Tractor
mean one of those-
Supply. I just picked up like 2 dozen of them at Tractor Supply because they were like $1.99 each.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they're just
I gotta go look around. That was at the fucking Lowe's or whatever. Yeah, it was like $15 each. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I saw them for $1.99 at Tractor Supply. I'm like, fuck that. I picked up the whole stack and threw it in my cart.
I like the fencing a little bit more because it seems to hold it up a little, you know, because it seems to the plant usually seems to dwarf the regular cages, you know, the circular ones or whatever. But I don't know. I guess if you get the bigger ones, they're pretty all right. But I like the, you know, just like you use for weed, like Mendo uses.
Socal, you still got that outdoor crop going?
Yeah,
Right on. They must be getting pretty big by now, right?
not really.
A little transfer shock.
No, I was supposed to go transfer everything today to the farm and fucking couldn't get a hold of anybody out there. So they'll go out there this week, but I've been keeping them low for now.
Bushy, nice and bushy.
Bushes, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So they're like probably 2.5 feet tall and 3 feet wide.
Well, you got a long season ahead anyways, right?
Yeah, and they all started in February. So
going for those 10-pounders, huh?
Yep. That's the goal is I'm trying to do 5 this year on one plant. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's a good 8x8 needed, man.
Right. Well, we got the perfect spot for it. So sun from sunrise to sunset in what should be really good soil. So we'll see what happens.
Did you modify the soil by any chance?
This time we're not gonna, just to see what happens with this, because the area that it's going in was on a farm. So the pigs and the chickens lived in this little area for like 20 years. So we're hoping that for the last couple of years we've been doing just letting the weeds grow and doing a chop and drop on it. So we're hoping that soil down there is just pristine.
Well, it only takes 100 years to make a millimeter of soil. So you should get at least half a mil of soil there, bud. Bonus.
Right. Well, no, all the soil on that property though is already just fucking beautiful. So
gorgeous.
Yeah. So hopefully that spot will be a little better than the rest, you know.
I'm praying for my outdoor seedlings as I check the weather right now. It says
almost freezing.
31 in northern Michigan. Freeze warning.
It's +3 here, man. +3.
Be all right. I went through like a couple of, I think once it gets a little bit lower than that, like that 28, that, you know, a little even lower, you know.
Yep.
That's where I started experiencing more of the problems. But again, my shit was in like a 3-gallon pot.
So if your stuff gets hit by frost now, it'd slow down severely. It'd slow down your whole season for sure. You want to avoid that, I think.
Yeah, they took a little hiccup, little week or whatever, but they're looking good now.
Oh yeah, leaves are all up 45 already?
Yep.
Solid.
I'm thinking they're going to be hardy. They've already been through a couple cold stamps. I think they're going to make it pretty good. As far as container, they're in an earth box. So
Oh, that
I
should
think
be
there's
good.
a lot of warm soil there.
Yep.
Did you start the seedlings indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor. Actually,
Oh,
when it was, we had a fucking warm snap, and I threw them out there thinking, it's fucking done. Nah. And then they didn't pop up they didn't even pop. And then we got that cold snap, and then they came up, and then we've had a bunch of hot weather. One cold night. Last night was pretty chilly. They were fine today. It got down to 39 last night. But I think they're gonna be good. Just gonna make them hardier.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what I've always found. If you start them outside, they tend to just live through everything out there.
Yeah, usually the volunteers are always the better plants, right?
That's all I have left for my outdoor this year is volunteers.
What do you mean?
All of the seeds I started either were male or just really, really sluggish to grow. So everything right now is volunteers.
That blows.
That's all I got. I'm pretty sure I know what they are. So I know for a fact that 2 of them are the cuvee.
Ooh.
Yeah. The problem is the only reason I know they're cuvee is because for some stupid reason they went into flower. And I was out there the other night messing with them, and it was just like that cuvee stank coming off them.
Give them that heavy topping, man. Snap them back into veg mode.
I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let these 2 go and just let them do their thing, get a freaking early harvest. And then the others are going out on the farm. They're going to hopefully become fucking Mendo trees.
So when I had those 2 days of below freezing temperatures, there was some, obviously some droopage and shit. And so I put them in a playhouse with a heater, and now I took off the heater, whatever. But anyway, they're under 24 hours of light, and then I stripped them down. I was thinking about putting them under 18 or whatever, and maybe even less. But do you think, like, say, whenever I end up planting them, well, there's 2 questions, I guess. Would you just throw them straight into 18, or would you bring them lower automatically, or from 24? Or how long do I have to bring them down to the current time?
I suggest you do it. Go ahead,
Go
Socal.
Oh, you said you're going outside with them?
Well, greenhouse.
The way I've always done it is you step them down little by little to where they're just matching the sunlight. Like you can drop them
bring it down from 24 to 20, and then down to 16, and
even less. Go like 22, 20, 18, and then match it to 16 hour range, wherever you at. It should be around 16, right? Maybe 15
probably.
and a half hours by now.
Yeah, I haven't looked yet, but I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, find out what your summer solstice is coming up. That should be the longest sunlight of the year. So try to match that and then go outside that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know my last frost date. I mean, I'm out of the range once come June 1st for sure. But even now, today should be about, usually about good for where I'm at. But the other question I had was, would Socal, I heard you say that you would scrape, because basically I'm thinking about burying them at least maybe a foot, maybe even more, 14 inches, whatever, deeper than the soil currently is, because they're like this tall right now, about 3 foot tall. So I'm thinking about burying them another foot deeper than that. So would you scrape them, or would you just bury them and call it a day?
Oh, it's just bury them and call it a day. Break off any branches that are going to be buried. You can scrape those, or you can just break them off. But
I never like doing that stuff, dude.
I don't like scraping them either, because I worry about like fucking something getting in there negative personally.
They'll grow roots out of there without being scraped. I wouldn't scrape them up. You could just bury them up to whatever point, and they'll grow roots out of that shit.
Okay. What about you, Eagle? What would you recommend? Or Smiley? both of you guys.
You agree, Fingers?
What are we talking
Me
about?
myself, I don't necessarily like to bury down. I like to bury up. You know what I mean? I just don't think, especially outdoors, all the good stuff's more closer to the top.
And why is
You know
that,
what I
Eagle?
mean?
Why do you think that is so?
Well, you're gonna waste more time for that plant, that area of the plant that you guys are talking about scraping, establishing roots, and moreover, I think that's you. It'll take longer for the lower root zone to take off. I think it's just gonna stunt the plant longer. Moreover, you're damn, I'm stuttering like crazy. You're promoting a chance to just rot that bitch right out. You know, you bury it down, you get a good wet cycle. There's a good chance that you could just rot out that stem instead of shoot any kind of roots there.
I guess the
He's
reason
in a greenhouse.
Yeah, that's the reason why I was thinking about doing that, because my height is like, only so high, and I'm putting 3 plants in a 10 by 10. So I'm like already kind of worried about space, as with putting more than 2 in there.
You can't.
But you think it would rot? You think it would rot it out?
There's always the chance.
Yeah, you are taking the chance for sure, and it might not be worth it. I just give it that heavy, just start cracking those knuckles on that super crop, that bitch, man. Bend her to your will.
Right.
She ain't no auto. She can take it.
The other thing I was thinking about is I was damn near thinking about taking a fucking clone and then starting over, with a clone.
What you think, Mr. Smiley? Ooh. That's a good alternative too.
I wouldn't suggest really burying that deep. It depends on like how wooded up the stem is too on some of that, I would think. But I don't know that burying the I forget what they call that, where the main stem turns into the roots or whatever, the knuckle, the heart of it or whatever. I don't think burying that's too good of an idea for like what Eagle said, like the rotting and whatever. Because if it's real wooded and it's not gonna strike roots there, then then you're basically having a soaked part of the stem, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just some thoughts, but
blind cat, you can always turn that to mad angle towards the north, right? Angle that bitch, heavy angle. When you bury it, when you first put it in, so I'd save you some depth there, some height, and knuckle it, top it heavy, man.
I was gonna say, just top the shit out of it.
Yeah. Okay. You can take it right down. Yeah, probably half the plant.
I like the starting from clone idea.
Yeah, that's the other thing, because that sounds a little. Yeah, it'll take the fucking 7, possibly 10 days, but I'll also, I'll also be right at the height, at a good height.
You can get them in before the solstice, and instead of maybe doing 3 in the 10 by 10, because you'll be starting maybe, like I said, 1 week to 2 weeks later. Just do 4.
Bunch of clones.
Yeah.
Right. And then do all those topping and bending techniques.
Yeah, right on. That sounds kind of decent. I'm thinking, because also I got people asking for clones, so I got like 10 or 14 I got to cut for them, so that might be a decent idea.
Everybody starts asking this time of year.
Yeah.
I just moved like 24 of them out the other day. I was like, get the fuck, these things got to get out of here. They're all over the place. Like tripping on them.
Right on. Thanks for all your guys' input. I like it.
When I go when I do my transplants out to the farm out there, I'll dig my hole deeper than my pot and kind of do it like if I was transplanting into a bigger pot. You know what I mean? Kind of break up that soil a little bit, and then generally I'll add some compost or worm castings or something down below. But this year we're not gonna. But I usually try to do it just like you would a regular transplant into a bigger pot where you kind of set your pot, set a little bit of soil on the bottom, set your pot in there, fill around it. So you got the nice, perfect little hole and transplant into that. That works really well outdoor too.
We're talking about transplanting. I'm finally on board, guys. I'm fucking high. I cut the bottoms of my pots off, and then I plant directly on top of the beds. So that's what I do. I don't know.
Yeah, but he's got a ceiling height issue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's got to
That's
go
what I'm
down as
saying.
far as possible, and those
Yeah,
He's got to go
planters
down
are
before
what,
he goes.
mine's
foot
the
tall,
opposite of
so-
that. I'm trying to go higher to the roof, and he's trying to get lower. So I can't help you, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, dude, you got a fucking 80-foot ceiling height in that.
Yeah,
bitch,
you got a
dog.
way bigger ceiling than I do, brother.
Yeah, and I'm just cut the bottoms off because I'm lazy to transplant. So
Right on.
It would be even lazier, green fingers, if you just use grassroot pots. Then you can just place that bitch without cutting it right on the surface, and the roots will grow right through it. Any fabric pot, in fact.
Well, please save yourself 3 seconds per pot, please.
Well, he needs to dig all those holes in his yard, right? He's a busy man. Treasure hunting.
Hey, check out the chair I found to go with Green Fingers pipe.
Sort of looks like, yep, I see it.
what is that? Looks like a good chair. Looks like a damn
chair
good
to
chair.
match your pipe there, brother.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm good and stoned.
I'm so fucking hungry. I'm done.
Ready rolling out there myself.
Busy week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For myself, yeah, I got a nice fun week ahead of me. I'm definitely making a few trips downstate.
Oh yeah.
Check out some shit and spend a little time with the grandson.
How's he
Who
doing?
got out today? He got out today, healthy,
Yeah.
looking great. Fucking, yeah,
Right on.
can't wait.
He's a cute little dude, man. He's a cute little dude for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I'm bugging her now more than ever. She thought I was up her butt about being a dad before. Being a grandpa's gonna be 10 times worse.
Nah, you'll love it. They start crying and you can hand them back. It's fucking great. You just get.
Didn't you do?
cool
What did
shit.
you do different before, Smiley?
Right? No shit. No, I was in the trenches, man. I was changing diapers, all that shit. I still do. I don't know. I watch him during the day when nobody's around. Do what you got to do, man. You know? He's good about it, actually. He'll roll around and fight with other people trying to change his shit. And I'm like, I just tell him, like, dude, I'm not good at this, so you got to help me, man. I need you to help me and lay still here. And he will. He'll be like, oh, okay, and fucking,
Buddy.
we'll be done in a second, dude, if you just cooperate. Boom, done.
Right, little reverse
There's-
psychology.
Yeah.
Sacred Garden just fucking nailed it. I think that's the name. That's the best one I've seen so far.
Grandpa.
Every variable, yeah, Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Grandpa, Grandpa.
So,
like
I don't know.
it
It
too.
sounds like it's too gropey or something weird, man.
Wicked Gropa.
Gropa.
Wicked
Gropa.
Gropa.
yeah. Girls, stay away from the Gropa.
Say it like that, yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's good. It's good to fucking work these things out right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
we know what to expect if it comes.
Fucking Smiley.
Yeah. Thank you guys for walking me through that. Yeah,
Yeah.
for just going with that. Cheers, buddy Kilowatts. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. How are you? How's everybody?
Fantastic.
Autotabulous, you're supposed to say. Autotabulous.
Autotabulous. Hey, Smiley, let's get down to some genetics, man. Let's start talking some shit here.
Yeah.
Do you remember a study? You remember a study that was talking about how they took clones from the top, the middle, and the bottom, and how there was variance within all those genes that you could almost call evolution of the plant? Do you remember that by any chance? It was like a Guelph University study.
I didn't see the study. I remember a discussion on it. Yeah.
Well, there's definitely different hormones, right, at different parts of the plants. Like
This is not any sequence of hormones. This is absolute
genetics.
Hormonal change, genetics, man, changes.
And then
it was
here's
like,
what I learned in that was important to me. It seemed so that study was done with mom plants that like were older than a year, like a year and a half old. And there was a little bit of the discussion, and I've never kept a mom plant. I take clone off of clone after clone. So I've never had a plant that more than like a couple months old. But in that discussion, it wasn't like proven or part of the actual study, but that PhD candidate that was talking about it, like basically said, yeah, it would be probably better for the plant health or for this situation by not keeping a mother plant more than a year and a half, because a cannabis plant isn't meant to live past the cycle. And there's hormonal changes and genetic changes that start happening when
epigenetic drift, right?
When you're starting to keep a mom plant years and years, the same plant, right? And so I never knew. Sometimes I thought, well, maybe my method of cloning would only facilitate this faster. And I always thought, well, maybe mom plants would be a better way to go. But from listening to that study or that discussion, which went on for a couple of days, because he came on a couple shows, that the kid that was getting his PhD, he's a smart guy that seems to be wants to make his life's work proving some of this stuff, scientifically and academically. But I remember thinking, I think my method of not keeping a mom and just cloning off the next round might eliminate some of this, because when you say the top, the middle, and the bottom, well, that to me, you're going to need a 3-4 foot plant. When you take clones from the way I do it, the plant's still fairly short. It's still all pretty fresh growth. I take clones, like my veg cycle's real short. They're just constantly moving.
Well, I believe the gist of that whole paper was that the accumulation of mutations is what's happening with that, I believe. And the bottom, the oldest growth, would have
is that
less
that
mutations.
The word wouldn't be mutations. Like we call it mutations, but that PhD candidate had another term that was more appropriate, he said, to describe. This was you're trying to bring
variation. Variation. You would probably call it a variation in the genes,
or epigenetic drift, because that's just fucking the environment stress has caused it to change.
First off, you should clarify one thing, and when they say that there's a genetic mutation, that encompasses any kind of change in the DNA.
Yeah, be it temporary,
so it gets a little bit of a minutiae type term.
I believe the mutation. But when it comes to mutation, it's a permanent alteration to the chromosome. I believe some weird shit like that.
No, it's any change. It's any change. Period.
Any change,
because even
that's
in
why
that
the term is
discussion,
minutia. That's what it
he
doesn't
pointed
mean.
out that just because it in his study it showed the genetic change or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean it's all bad.
And it doesn't mean it's random either. And it would, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it's going to benefit the plant either, All they
Well,
know is
now
that they
some of
saw
this-
a change.
Only time
Where-
will tell that.
Where
Right.
would you fit in the acclimation that happens? Whether it's, I experience acclimation, from the time I first work with a plant after a few cycles. Yeah, a lot of times it doesn't stretch as much, or it
Right.
kind of acclimates to your environment, right? Everyone's
Well-
environment's different. I mean,
Sure
isn't
enough.
that what Smiley's saying? Those would then be considered genetic something. I mean, they're acclimation, which most of that is good things. Like if the plant doesn't acclimate to my thing, usually it's on the way out. Whether it's a
Think
great
about-
strain or not, if it doesn't want to fit in my environment properly, like I don't have time for it,
Right. They refer to that as fitness of the organism, right? If it's a negative effect on the fitness of the organism, and nature itself will eliminate that organism, right?
But doesn't it?
If it's if it's not advantageous, it probably won't be adapted by the organism.
Well, last
Right.
year I did
It will be
like
passed
12
be
or
passed on.
15 runts reversals from a breeder, right? And they were all runts sort of stretchy. The one that was really some of the best weed were, and I also had a gelato GMO, a GMO gelato and a GMO runs. And yeah, the weed was dank, no question about it. But when it came to stretch, it was one of the first plants. I didn't actually make measurements, but normally around 3 weeks, that's about the end of stretch. I think GMO still was adding inches at week 6 and 7, at least the one that I was growing. And yeah, that was the reason, as good as that weed was, I didn't take clones of it and let it go, because even though I have 12-foot ceilings in one of my rooms and like 8.5 in the other, yeah, no matter how tall your ceilings is, a plant stretching up and growing like that, that's hard to get a good quality overall yield. You'll end up with a lot of larvae on the bottom, and there's only so much light that can make.
Right. What were you going to say, Red? I heard a little bit of you, Red. What were you going to say?
I don't know. Once again, I'm a contrarian. Sometimes I think it's a little bit in our own heads, and once again, I think it's a little bit of like in the cannabis world is the only place this gets talked about. Like the green woody growth and stuff, there's plants that people propagate from woody stems. They just take longer to propagate, but they're not altered genetically. And sometimes they're kept longer, like let's say like since 91 in ChemDog, there's been lavender and apple varieties that have been kept around for 100, 150 years.
Well, kept around by making new seeds of them, or kept around by clonal?
Propagated
Okay.
cloning.
Reb, do you know anything about soma clonal variation?
I don't know, man. I'm not a Latin scientific word guy.
Okay, well, it's to do with micropropagation, which I believe you're referring to, and how variants will happen just by the act of doing the propagation. Or the theory is that,
I don't think that there is.
or
There
it's
isn't any.
induced.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lack of it. I
No,
think
it's,
we're
it's proven.
no.
No, there's variation that happens due to the actual cloning of the organism.
Yes, I guess in cannabis.
Same with cannabis.
In the realm of cannabis. No,
It's
outside
proven
of
already
it.
with that study.
Well, yeah, I can prove a study that get a study that proves the opposite. That's what you get into with peer review and white papers and all that.
Well,
shit.
this is common
Yeah.
with bananas.
There's
all
studies that
those.
say terpenes are bad for you, and there's studies that say that terpenes are one of the contributing factors to being a centenarian, living over 100 years. So which one is it? Are terpenes bad for you, or are they good for you?
I
They're
think
both
it's
studies.
probably mixed. There's probably some terpenes that technically might be considered bad for you because they're volatile and you know.
Right, but that's why I don't base my life and my beliefs and philosophies and ideologies and methodologies on science and things like that.
I just
because
know
one
from my
day it's-
personal experience, I don't know if you what you want to call it, but I've had strains I've kept for over 10 years, different times, some of them 20 years. Some of them about 7 years is in my rough estimate of what I've experienced. Yep, they lose their way, they lose their vigor,
well, ChemDog
you
is
finally
kept
have to
for-
realize, yeah,
for
and I have
31
this,
years.
I have an OG that I've had 24 years and it hasn't done that. But I've had
Right.
other ones that have.
And-
So
And it probably has changed, right?
So now we
Just-
have to
just to a point-
hold on,
just
we
to
have
a
to
point
expand
that
the
you-
conversation to viral pathogens and shit.
yeah,
like
but
that,
I
too.
like it's no, it
Mutation,
still puts
right?
on, it still yields and it still grows fast as fuck and it's stretchy and all those things. Where the ones I'm talking about that just lost their way, yeah, they lost their way. Like they were not even anywhere near the same plant.
All right. Well, we can't.
Is
like,
some
look
of
at
that
it and- Go ahead, Eagle.
just kind of lost its way over because of, defense against, bugs, over the
Lot of
years,
variables.
or
Lot of
yeah,
variables.
so many variables, not necessarily hormonal change from cloning. And again, I'd say that to that study that you're talking about, Major, that you're trying to tell me that they verified throughout that whole study that there was no changes in an environment, that plant was in perfect health, you know what I mean, in every stage of the game.
Well, but
and
like
it
they said,
matched
perfect
previous health.
For a
I've
plant that
ran
was a year
clones
and a half
are
old.
strains for
The-
years too, and thought I've had a little
Right.
bit of drift and threw them bitches outside for a few months and then brought them back in with every bit of vigor as they once were. You know
Well,
what I mean? I think
that's-
that's environment and the other factors, the other
Right.
variables, as Buddy's pointed out, has everything to do with that.
Well,
It's
some
not
of these,
necessarily just hormones.
of course, it's not hormones. It's actual genetic change. And what you're getting at is that these genetic changes can happen spontaneously, but they can also spontaneously convert back to the way they were. All right.
Like the
Well,
double-slit
and when you talk
experiment.
about environment, for 17 years, I moved air. And yeah, summers were hot, winters were cold, and we'd clone and do everything through it. And somehow those are the variables that, yeah, I don't even know how they ultimately affected it. Oh, things rooted. Sometimes it would take a little longer, less success when it was cold or hot. But then, 9 years now or so, sealed room. I don't have perfect environment like some of these really newer grows, but now we're almost mimicking what they would be doing in a white paper or science where, yeah, the environment is dialed in to where there's not as many variables, because you can't really do any science unless you can eliminate a lot of the variables.
Well, the variable was within one plant, though, so it wouldn't even matter if you had different plants, right? They studied one plant and they took the middle, the top, and the bottom and found out they were different. Now, these differences, as I was saying to you before, buddy, for us, we can't detect it, right? We can't detect 0.1 change in THC or call it a negative effect because we can't perceive it, right? It looks like the same plant to us. Phenotypical expression is the same, but the chemotype has changed, but we can't detect it. Only science can detect that. Little high definition chronometry or all
Gotta
that
trust
bullshit,
the guys in
right?
the white lab coats.
Gotta trust
Yep.
people, anyways.
It's statistical stuff too, though. It's not exact like measurements when they're talking this DNA shit. It's not like they took a snapshot of that shit and
It
Oh,
is.
no, I'm
They
saying
took
it's
they
statistical.
took 600 points of reference, right? 600,000 points.
666.
600,000.
666.
Yeah,
Get it
it's all
right.
statistical, and they're comparing those. You know what I mean? It's like a math thing. It's not like, I don't know.
Well, it's the exact point on the same chromosome on each clone they looked at, though, the same Loki, right? And it was different.
But all right, let's
Right?
just say this. I know people that keep moms, but they don't keep them like a year and a half. They get too crazy. Then they'll take a clone and start another one after like 6-8 months. Maybe a few people, but I think in general, most people don't keep moms for years. The actual same plant. I mean, because there's a lot of things that start to happen when you're trying to keep a plant that long.
Right, I agree with that. And that, but I want to say, like, just based on that, like, people have kept cuts for a long time, and they haven't.
Keeping cuts for a long time and keeping a mom for a long time are two different things.
Right.
Big, you know, like.
But if we took like, so the grow off, they handed out the same cut from the same plant to 20 different growers. They do it in their rooms and they get 20 different looking plants. You know what I'm saying? So whether you're at the top of the plant, the middle of the plant, or the bottom of the plant, those are 3 different environments, and the genetics can express.
Yeah, like you said, 3 looking different plants, but most
it's not
likely,
really,
if you
it's
had
not really the
had all those
context if you
samples,
construe it
you
like
would
that.
you would probably open the bag and pretty much know that they were the same variety. Like it wasn't that far off.
If you're gonna
just
fuck
were-
up the genetics so bad by taking it from the top, middle, or bottom, then you can't give a clone grow off challenge, because you're giving people edge or a head start.
Again, we're not presuming this affects the fitness of the plant, right? Right? You always think these mutations are negative. They're not negative. These are always
about like
negative.
a Chinese riddle. It's not the top, bottom, and middle, because every clone is like 4 internodes from the tip of the growth site.
I think
It's all
the
the
assumption
same.
is that it's random. That's what I think the assumption comes in.
It's not random though. It's the middle, the bottom, and the top are different.
It's all the same though. Every single clone is 3 or 4 nodes.
Sure. You can call it the same, Red. I'm just saying, it's not always a negative mutation or variation that happens, and we can't perceive this subtle change. All right, it does change though.
If
Okay,
you can't perceive it,
just
it's the same as it not existing. If you can't perceive it, it's the same as it not existing.
I suppose, Red, nothing exists in your world, so the world's flat and you don't exist because I can't see your face.
Well, now you're making a.
Come on. We're filling in the blanks with yours, Major. Come on.
It is flat. Though.
It's not like you can't see my face.
And you're an
We're-
undercover.
We're
You're the
referring
undercover auto
to a
king.
study, though, right? We're just referring to a study.
You're-
Just
well,
the
you are,
changes
I'm
have been displayed, right?
But does that
I
mean that
guess-
it's always ultimate fact though? Because like they find that all these studies in science with the human body, and yet
Of course, it's not
and yet-
set in stone.
and yet all these things change too, and they admit that they're wrong. So like, so just because something's scientifically proven doesn't mean it's hard and fast. It's absolute. Like that's
Absolutely.
not true. Because
Absolutely.
like
It wasn't
they find the
scientifically
same-
proven either. It was one study the guy was doing to
Thank
try
you.
to get his whatever paperwork he needs from the fucking college. But that's one thing that he did. The conclusions that were made from it were absolutely ridiculous, I think, in some cases. Like some of that stuff's crazy to me. I don't think that's the case at all. Like there's no way that they could assume those were random mutations that happened. All they know is that there was a change.
And didn't it
a
say that the
difference
top
in
the top
DNA
level had
statistically? That's all.
the top
Well,
level had the highest mutations, and the lower level had the least, and the middle was in the middle.
That you have read the study, buddy. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Well, my experience would be the opposite
buddy.
of that. As far as healthy, good, vigorous clones,
Oh,
like I stay away from the bottom.
Again, I'm just saying there was a change. Doesn't mean it was a negative change or anything. Okay.
How many of us take clones
concluded that
from the
these
bottom
are-
of the plant?
Could negatively affect. I do.
Because
that's where less- because that's where less
fucking throw them in
variation
the
is.
flour. I clean them up. Yeah, clean up that bottom.
Yeah,
That's where they come from.
Same shit. Clean up the
I take
legs.
straight pay sites, like usually from the middle, upper top, but like, yep, a lot of times I realize, yep, that would have been a bud, but no, I don't fuck with the bottoms. That does all. No.
I look at the caliber size of the clone. I'm going to cut the stem diameter. That seems to dictate the success of them to a certain point.
I think it depends on how the structure of the plant is too. Like if I'm looking to clean up the bottoms and there's not, and the top is tabletop, then I'll probably take one off the bottom. But if it's a candelabra, I might take that top one off, and I think that the most vigorous type of clone is going to probably be at the top. That's where all the auxins are. That's where most of the growth hormones are.
And but that study kind of indicated differently, which that was the first thing I thought was odd about it. But what do I know?
I don't think it said anything about hormone levels there.
No, I was saying something about hormone levels. That's where the auxins are, is at the tip, is at the apical top growth. That's where most of your growth hormones are.
On the dark side, right? The stem?
Right at the tip.
Right at the top.
Of the tip.
Right.
Thank you, Green Fingers, because I think all we're arguing about is if we like the face, the tits, or the ass.
You tell me. ATM.
I just like the discussion. I'm not arguing. I just like the discussion because it's just all different
That's all we
sides.
do. Let's talk.
Yeah. It's all good. I like hearing all the different sides because whatever you are, you know what I mean? I'm not married to none of this shit. You know, I'm not attached to none of this shit. So
Neither am I. I don't know why everyone's all worked up and getting mad about it.
No,
I know for myself, that kind of discussion. Yeah, I only went to school in the 9th grade, so all that shit goes way over my fucking head. I just listen to it.
Well, it sounded like you absorbed a lot of it, buddy. So I wouldn't downgrade your status of be able to comprehend at all.
Yeah, you guys are all smart, man.
You did very well. You did very well, buddy.
What do I know?
Yeah. 9th grade was
Well,
my
I do
last grade.
listen. I do listen, but what I'm saying is, I mean,
Either way, what I took from that was like the plant was evolving, right? The evolution was happening. Cell division was so rapid that it evolved, right? It changed itself. From the bottom, there was only 9% variation. The middle, 17. The top, 34%. Like, what? Holy shit, the plant's fucking smart. It's changing itself as it grows. I don't know. Or the guy just made up the fucking numbers and there was no change. Who fucking knows, right? He just wants some attention.
Like Smiley said, fucking, it's a one study fucking thing. You know, any scientific study, consciousness, your conscious, it's proved that consciousness, you being in the room affects the study. The outcome of the fucking study. You know what I mean? So who's not to say him being there all the time didn't predict the results? It's quite possible. Talking to a group here that's fucking very much so believes in the secret life of plants, plant communication, them being able to pick up on us. Who's not to say they didn't side with him? Just
right. He didn't like the bottoms or whatever, or the tops or whatever it was.
I've taken my bottom clones for a long time. I've never really seen a variation from what I started with in the long runs, and taking years of clones, all from the bottom. You know what I mean?
Never seen a change either. In fact, I tried to capture that, like, oh, this is a bottom clone, this is a top clone, the top clone, you know, the very, you know, the primo one. There was no change in harvest, quality, or yield. It's all the same.
It's all the same. That's what I find too. I take from all three.
Well, I agree with that too. Like there was a time when I sold clones, I'd be trying to make 500 of them a week off of certain varieties. I'd take clones of every piece of it. But in my current thing, I only need to like keep my plant count. So like I just take the prime ass shit, and that's what I do.
The only time I've really heard people like really split hairs about that is when I'm talking to somebody that clones are their fucking thing. You know what I mean? That's their bread and butter. That's what they do. Then they're taking nothing but tops. You know what I mean? For quick rooting purposes, you know, fucking nice, pretty, healthy clones. They're taking nothing but tops, spraying them the day before. making sure that they've got all their need before they're caught. You know what I mean? That's the only
And when
time
you
I've
said
seen anybody
quicker,
split
yeah,
hairs about it.
that would be something I noticed. Maybe, yeah, sometimes I can get roots in 3 to 5 days. You know, in Rockwell in a dome with Clonex or Root Tech. You get toward the bottoms, yeah, maybe 5-7 days.
Depends, right?
And if there is something negative you see in the clone, just fucking chuck that fucker and move on to the next shit. I'm not like so attached to one.
Treat it like an
variety.
auto and burn it.
Burn it, like smoke that shit.
Right.
No,
There's always going to be something.
fire starter. It's a fire starter.
My friend like only has grown autos in the last few years, so like he
I'm
like
sorry.
wants to grow. He wants me to grow. some
Yeah,
autos
I feel
for him.
sad. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
He wants me to grow autos for him, so I'm gonna start breeding autos for him only. But yeah, so
Good
I
luck
told
to
him
you.
he's gonna do it. I'm giving him like I'm trying to make him do it himself, but yeah, do it for me or help me. And I was like, yeah,
A lot of work. You got to do a couple of
Fund you.
proper selections and multiple
he just
filial
wants seeds.
generations.
He doesn't care about that. He just wants seeds.
Wait, aren't the people that breed
Is
autos
it
the
that same
people
guy
that
that's
have
always
them
on
for
here
long
wanting
as toenails?
seeds? Are we really talking about you green fingers?
Hey, man, it's time for a seed giveaway. Major style. Seed giveaway.
Look at Major's not such a bad guy.
I don't know, it might be that guy that wants seeds.
We
all the
got some
time.
seeds, man. Where's my seeds at? Woman, the wife took my seeds away.
What seeds are you giving away so I can jump off?
Oh, let's see. Oh,
If they're
I see some
autos,
zombie. I see some
so I can
zombie
get a
Kush,
male.
baby.
Oh, what the fuck? Bye.
Somebody, baby.
Just kidding. Somebody else needs them. I have
Sounds like a
shitload of
full
seeds
pack.
that I'll never grow of my own.
Zombie crossed with sour strawberry 1. Woo!
Auto?
That's
I want autos.
Oh yeah, of course, Auto.
Well, wait.
I do want autos. though.
I'm
But
suspecting
you
you
know,
are actually the king of auto. This is all just reverse psychology you've been laying out the last month.
No, trust me, it's not Auto. Not this one. Zombie Kush is a
this one,
beautiful
it's a-
strain. Beautiful. I can't believe the clone didn't take of this one, man. Miss Zombie Kush, particularly this cut of it from my
Zombie
brother
Kush,
Mikey.
I think that is Lavender and Bubba Kush.
From
right?
Ripper, yep. From
it
Ripper,
should
she's
be.
Ripper, man. Beautiful
That's nice.
strain. And I want to say this was picked out of only a 1 packer too. So, but it was a beautiful cultivar, man. Sour strawberry from Bog. Bog, man, his shit's pretty fire too, right?
I have brown and sour boggle there for a while. That's been love. I miss my his there.
So what is this going to be? A auction? I mean, a raffle? Or
Giveaway.
pick a number?
Pick a number.
Any
One
number.
I don't know how many weed nerds we got.
Not any number. Shit.
$76 major. 76 weed nerds watching right now.
Only open to Canada and US, so and how Sunday in Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, let's go, Mexico.
All right. So what are we doing here? 4 times, well, we'll go by 75. That's what? 300? 0 to 300? Who's going to pick that number?
I'll pick it. Once. Okay. Lamb.
the number already. It's suspense, bro. I'm ready to jump out or fucking get the number.
Sorry, hold on. I got it.
Jesus
Jeez.
Christ, man. I'm ready to fucking hop out so I can get these seeds.
Green fingers, man. Hit me up on IG. I'll send you a fucking package, buddy.
I like gambling. This is fun if I win.
Green fingers, if you
Bunch
DM
of
me your
the-
mom's
it's the game.
address,
Oh, damn, I saw the number. Fuck. Even that
I'll
was
send you a bunch of packs. I've been telling you that for a while.
No, but I'm addicted to gambling, and this is a form of gambling. I'm just like, I want to fucking guess the numbers. Fuck. Like,
I know. I feel like that too. I like to play the numbers.
Yeah, that's my shit. That's my
I'll
one.
just guess in my
You're
head.
going to the
if it's
casino.
all right.
Number.
I already saw them,
Sorry,
so
guys.
fuck. Let's go.
All right, what is the number? All right, got it. All right, you guys got a minute and a half only. One guess only, please. Unless you see somebody has already taken your number, then you get one more guess. Multiple guesses will get you disqualified. Good luck. Thank you, Major. I did talk to Miss Jenny from North Star Genetics today about their thoughts on me gifting out some of those F2 Chilumbiums, and they said, hell, fucking, if that's what you want to do, fucking go right ahead. So
Hell
I'm gonna start passing those out as well.
I've been thinking of those seeds. They sound fucking like perfect. I was thinking about them yesterday. Told my friend to go sign up for the Dank of Anthony.
This friend of yours.
Yeah, he's like my brother. He's fucking he won't come on the show because he's fucking
Same friend.
doesn't want to show. Yeah, it's the guy that wants seeds all the time. No, he doesn't.
You
want
know,
seeds.
Major,
He buys
the
seeds.
last time, this is a deja vu to 420 because the last time you gave away seeds this way, I was motivated to follow right after you and say, I see him in the chat, Sacred Garden the one I got, and I sent him an extra pack with it too.
Nice.
I just don't know if we want to do that again, but I got plenty of seeds. And if people like to win seeds, I'll put up a pack.
That's a given spirit. That's the weed nerd spirit right there. How about you, Smiley? You hoarding how many seeds? How many pounds you got there, bud? Smiley's about to give a shitload away, so we won't bear him with any more burden.
Smiley sent me 5 varieties in the big tube container, and I'm pretty sure it's over 25 seeds in each container. So Smiley hooked me up with all the.
That's a good run.
I sprouted 2 of them so far. 2 varieties.
Yeah, I got a few. I'm kind of swimming in them right now with the pulling down the DOA stuff. So got that fun project of shucking and.
How you doing it? How you doing, Smiley man?
I haven't really found a great efficient way to do it other than to try the fuck out of them, which the weather hasn't cooperated with that. And then just, like once they're dry as fuck, you just powder everything. And then I got these
smash them up.
Well, I got these sifter trays that fit down into a bucket, but they're really, I don't know, they're really big square down to like ones that perfectly catch the seeds actually.
Like
so,
2 millimeter.
Yeah, so so I can just kind of dump it all on there and then, you know what I mean, rub it around. The majority of the good seeds stay in that on the top screen while the powder falls through. That's been about the easiest way I've found. But.
You got probably enough that you probably get garbage can style, right? With a leaf blower. Just crush it all up.
Yeah, those seed winnowers,
right.
Cascadian grown cells one. Shout out to him. But yeah, they look slick, man. It looks like it works slick as shit, but I don't know. It's one of them things.
Well, you probably have a leaf blower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, kind of just start from a far distance and kind of bring it in until the shit starts
I know.
flinging out, right?
I know where the Leo
Start from the, don't start
Why?
close, right? Start far away,
like
farther,
shoot
just bring it in
you can
slowly. It'll start whizzing out. It'll start a little hurricane, and all the leaf material will blow out, dude. A lot of it. It'll save you a lot of time, right? I don't know how trimmed your cannabis is, but it's it'll
I
save you a
didn't
bit of
give
time.
shit. I cut them down.
There you go.
The fuck up.
Looks
I
like
got-
some big plants, dude.
Yeah,
Good
the
job,
seed
man.
runs, I mean, the seed runs you just treat different. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like I cranked the fucking, I
You
tried
treat
to
it like
dry
the
'em as fast as
auto.
I fucking could. I had the DHUI down to like 45, fucking running the whole time. Shit.
That's the way you dry those autos, man. For the save the terps. Save the terps. Quick dry. And besides,
So
quick dry.
Major- Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say your closest winner is from down under Australia with 67, 69. 69 was the winning number. 67 was the
Next.
closest guess.
Australia, you're
He
out.
No one
Next.
guessed
Nobody.
69.
I was gonna say.
Come on,
that's
they're
like
a Commonwealth
number one
country,
guess
dude.
behind 111 and shit. 111, 222, and
Especially,
69.
wait, who Red Pill
I
picked the
believe
number?
78
Oh,
is the
hell yeah.
closest. Second
Yeah, I would have for
closest.
sure thrown the 69 if Red Pill picked the number.
Yeah, but pick the number. You got to pick the number that he would pick.
So the second closest, I believe, is Cam. Yeah, I
Well,
believe that's who you're.
you know
Cam?
what the second
Anime.
place is? The first loser, right?
Sorry, Jeff. You're not first or last.
So sorry,
Oh, this
Jeff.
time you won, loser. The first loser hit me up. Got another major on IG. I got you. Cam.
Now, Major, wouldn't
But-
Canada be like the biggest market for autos? Because like if people are going to grow outside up there with the weather and everything, autos is a pretty good thing to do.
I have no comment on the
Like I'm
population.
questioning you
He's
because
found his kryptonite.
I actually you're
Autos
a
are pretty
seed
popular.
guy? You're a seed guy. Like I just met you a couple months ago, so I don't know. Are you a seed producer?
Won't comment.
You talking to the major? Who are you talking to?
Yeah,
Major.
yeah, he
Oh,
has
did he
major.
freeze? Is he frozen?
Because I really do think he might be the king of autos for Canada in
I think he
disguise.
might be.
We obviously see he's in disguise, so something's up.
He's not frozen. He's just not saying nothing.
He's a slick operator from way back, and I just think, yeah, if I was making seeds in Canada, I'd be all over autos.
Yeah.
Serious, I would too. And I'm gonna start growing some. So step off. Just kidding. I would never grow those things.
I always thought the people that grew and bred autos were the same people that get upset when you call them by the wrong pronoun.
I'm so glad he came back
You
to
called
the
me a
show.
pretty princess today, bro. Come on, what the fuck?
I
It was
prefer.
worth it.
Sandals
Yeah.
off. Now what the?
Don't call me he. Just call me it.
They motherfucker. So when somebody's
Cool.
like, they did that, it's like talking shit
Yeah.
about me.
It seems like everyone has an auto in their backyard for some reason, buddy.
I'll say
I could get cut down any day, and yeah, they did exactly that. They grew. They fucking put these fat buds. Couple of them are purple, couple of them are green, because there were a couple different kinds.
Buddy,
what
can you
they
get
are.
those tested by any chance? Could you get those tested?
What the
Yeah,
what the
yeah, that
cannabinoid and THC and terps? I could send it to a lab. I mean,
Ooh,
I don't.
Come on,
it's-
do it
it's-
for the Weed Nerd Nation.
I imagine that they'd be average to good, like
It might be
comparison
just-
to photos, probably not in the same. They're not capable of getting of those places, especially on the Terps. At least these are what they are. I know that even in the 2-3 years, autos have like improved tremendously as far as variety and ones that get bigger, stuff like that. So I imagine it's here to stay.
Who's the breeder of the autos you're running there, buddy?
James, like,
Okay.
Yeah, the major.
So
He's running the
good
major.
breeder.
Major league seeds, baby.
No, they're
Yeah.
definitely here to stay. I don't think they're going anywhere just because the major don't like them. You know?
They might though, because he's got such a big influence on them because he grows so many of them. Like, he's the market. He is the whole fucking market of autos. He's buying them all up. I would
Eagle,
too if I was him.
you should probably read some of those latest tips I sent you.
Oh, it's gotta be entertaining.
I can't wait to start breeding autos, guys. I'm gonna fucking start. So, I mean, my friend is fuck.
Are you ready to make some bread?
That's the whole.
Oh,
Food.
that'll be the tip tomorrow.
It's gonna get turned all the food.
Are you ready to keep spending your money and not getting the fucking clone back? Grow a fucking auto.
I was actually thinking today, Major. I was like, I should just put these together in a fucking book.
Yes. Little mini pamphlet.
Yeah.
I don't think the seeds were autos that they were given. People were wanting to withdraw their numbers from the last contest, thinking that the seeds were autos.
So I don't want to divulge the whole book, but we are now up to tip 19.
Hell yeah.
Where did we leave off? Do you remember?
Number 8, I think.
8 or 9, yeah.
Yep.
Fuck.
I'm keeping track.
Yeah.
Those red pills.
It was 8. Yep. You guys are spot on. Love weed, don't grow an auto. That's exactly where we let off. Tip 9. Think life can't get worse, any worse. Grow an auto.
I'm joking. It's not fair.
Oh, Major, you left. Where's 10? We missed 10.
Oh shit! Squirrel.
What? Yes. Tip 10, squirrel. Tip 11. Autos are good if your standards are low enough. Tip 11. 25% THC autos just pop 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 seeds. Easy, bro. I misread that one. Where's that?
Not only that for me.
Oh yeah, right.
189,000 seats probably.
Tip 13. Got time to waste? Grow an auto. Tip 14. Want to lose your self-respect? Grow an auto. Tip 15. Thinking autos are acceptable is your right to be wrong. Tip 16. Save a cannabis plant. Grow an auto. Tip 17. Life is short enough to, what does this say? Subjugate yourself to be a level on high enough to be an auto. You deserve more to grow something worth your time. You're a king or queen. Treat yourself better. Was that the
You
last
didn't write
one?
that one
Tip
either, did you?
18. Tip autos, they make a great fire starter. Tip 19. Thinking of growing an auto, slap yourself. That brings us to Kurt of the tip up from the major for autos.
Are you
Pretty
making
good
that book?
ones.
Who's writing that book?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be.
my DMs.
Print that shit up. Print that shit up and sell that shit.
You got to do like one of them daily calendars where it flips
Yeah.
or whatever, and it's got the saying and shit on there.
Daily inspirationals.
Yeah.
300 more of those, and you got a fucking year. You get your whole yearly, your calendar of fucking quotes, and fucking shit to say.
You know what's funny is, you remember the Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy? That's the voice I hear as I'm reading the autos fucking the
That's what I
auto
do,
tips.
People like.
I like the one here. Autos are good if your standards are low enough.
Yeah, there's some good ones on.
I still like that one. Wow, that through the first set was it missing that sense of disappointment growing up.
Pretty good. I'm sticking to Clonal.
KIllawatt's got to give the seed stack out. What's the photo, buddy? Pancake times SB. You're muted, by the way, if you're talking to us, buddy.
These ones are Mean Gene, Katsu, Jaro, Line
I
1
want some.
Jaro.
Nice.
I grew both of them. I had a lot of expectations with the Katsu because I was hoping it had a little bubba to it, but it was predominantly Jaro. But the Line 1 Jaro, I kept that and ran it a few times. There's a bunch of seeds here. These are the plant that I just took down a couple days ago is white truffle, strawberry banana. Yeah, that was a really stinky plant. I can't wait till it dries. Yeah, there's a lot of shit here. This is just free seed day alone, this huge bag. Since
That's one nice.
there's some good,
A free seed day.
yeah.
So he just hands you a bag of seeds. That's badass.
Yeah, like 800. I don't know how much. Like the line went like all the way around the block and back. It was a lot. I have these ones going already. Man,
You got the Mandelbrot
Kush, F2, Mandelbrot Kush from the ranch. A young kid around here. Yeah.
What is that? The Royal
There's
Kush?
a bunch in here.
Is that like the Royal Kush stuff?
Mandelbrot Kush. Mandelbrot was like I think he passed. And his brother, I guess, is carrying on some of it. But Mandelbrot made some good strains back in the day. He was a Northern California guy.
Yeah,
these came from Trevor.
Kush, I think.
Yeah.
Emerald
yeah.
Mountain Triangle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. These came from Trevor, sun-grown mids. Cushmint F3.
Wow.
And wait, he gave another one too. Oh wait. Jealousy F2.
Oh, ex-wife and jealousy.
And
Imagine how that would go.
and then wait. I got too many things to remember all this shit.
Oh man, my knees.
These are supposedly original haze.
That's a good one. Give that one away, buddy. That one's rare.
Which one?
That haze, original
Well,
haze.
I'll take
No
it.
one will want to grow it.
I
That's
would-
good for you, Green Fingers.
I
Desert
would
plant.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one for Green Fingers.
Stop trying to get me 3 packs, bro.
I'm trying to find this one pack that I cracked. It's called, it came from these guys. These are some Bay Area guys that showed up. I don't even know their company, but they had one variety that was, I can't say the word in Spanish because, but it basically means blessings. But it's like Bennett, wait, maybe I'll find it here.
Hey, baby.
But I like it. So
Is that the one?
oh wait, this is another good one. MD crossed into, I have to put glasses on. Remedy crossed into Northern Lights 5.
Nice.
I don't know. We could go on forever in these piles. But you know, sometimes you never know. I know some of the names here have more hype than others, but you never know who's got the super dank seed in their little package.
Well, just pick a couple. Come on now, buddy.
Oh, well, like, what do we want to do? We could,
Get that Garlato.
And these are, all right, Garlato. Is that, or here's WAP Cookie Gelato 4 into Purple
Perfect.
Doge.
Perfect. Perfect.
From Tino.
Hell yeah.
Here, we'll pick one out of the Tinos. You can pick any one. Green cherries, gelato, WAP cookies, green cherry. The Doge one I said, and then the one that's just called smooth cherries. Okay, pick a number.
1 to 10. Who's picking?
0 to 300, somebody. 0 to 300.
And then Instagram me your address and I'll go out tomorrow.
That's service. Shit. All right. Who's picking the number?
And I'll throw in
Right.
something else. I'll throw something else. Expect something out of the Mace bag, Masonic bag. I'll find one in there that I have doubles of. Matter of fact, I know what I have doubles of.
Don't tell them, that ruins the surprise.
All right, we'll make it a surprise.
That sounds even more exciting. I'm gonna jump off.
And-
Just kidding.
and- Green Fingers, your package could go out tomorrow too.
Oh, okay. What? You said?
This is the
What
time of year
package?
that you should be doing your thing.
He
Say
had
something about
that
a
look
package.
on his face like, I won?
I just won. Fuck! I just won. Fuck.
Yeah, I've been telling you this for how many months now, but you
I know,
never
but-
have a,
I didn't have an ad. Yeah, my mom just came by today, so hell yeah.
I know. No, all right, get it together.
I'll get it to you right. I won. Fuck yeah, that's exciting. See?
If you have a fucking email address.
Did you
must
just
have a
happy
business
face
address,
off
too.
camera there,
come on.
Green Fingers?
Happy face off camera.
You guys doing the Tiger Woods? When he punches up in the air, kind of.
Oh, look, I found some of these too.
Nice.
So that stickers.
Nice slap,
There's always stickers.
slap for everybody.
And that's me when I was
Super
racing.
guys.
I used to race at the top level of go-karts,
What the fuck?
fully sponsored.
He would smoke us then. We were gonna build go-karts and fucking have
That's
a competition
awesome,
in
dude.
Vegas.
Oh, well,
And then you would whoop all our asses.
yeah, well, if it came to like, 125 road course, yeah, I'm pretty good. I won a couple championships.
That's awesome,
We gotta
buddy.
get
Hell
you in
Fuck yeah. That's
you
dope.
and Green
You're a racer.
13. in a little racer there. He's a
Yeah.
racer too.
Shit, we got to do
That's
this
awesome.
in Vegas. We have to do this. I'm gonna build my own.
Right? It's gonna be competitive as hell, man. We all get together racing.
Well, I always say to myself when I tell people, I'm like, oh yeah, a few years ago. But I think my last year racing was like 2008. And so whatever years, even what prevented me, I had a team, a coach. I never worked out. I smoked cigarettes right up until the green flag, right? But if I was to go any further in the sport, oh no, I would have you have to work out. The amount of G forces that are on your ribs and your body to go fast is gnarly in one of those things. And the only way to handle it for like a 30-minute race, I used to literally race and be like hyperventilating, going crazy, trying to get air in my hands going numb, and then pull up. You have to wait, go to the scales after, right? When you're done with your race, and like stop, pull off my helmet, and then run off the side and throw up like nervous heaves of like, yeah, I wasn't in shape, but I used to do it by my will. But your will only take you so fucking far.
Yeah.
All right.
Kyle's got carts. We should all meet up at one of those. There's a smoking.
I still
event.
have
Plenty of
even
smoking
a
events.
good part of the story. Like I'm a skater kid, and he's passed on, but this guy Fasco who owned Thrasher magazine, he was like a hobbyist in karting, and all the chassis and motors, everything comes from Europe and Italy for these type of carts. And he got so pissed off. He was like a millionaire. He opened his own company called Track Magic, which is like the only American chassis at the top level of karting. Like you can see my steering wheel says Track Magic. Yeah, he was my sponsor. And I was like in my 30s. They sponsored like kids starting at 12 years old, you know, like you remember the driver that got to Formula One from USA called Scott Speed, Alex Speed and Scott Speed. Yeah, they were like teenagers when they were in a different class, but they were on a whole other level. But they made it straight to the top. You know, a lot of the parents were investing in their kids because a certain amount of them make a living off of not necessarily racing. Like all these top companies have test drivers. Like if you buy an expensive Mercedes, you get to go to a track of your choice, and they'll send a Mercedes authorized driver to give you like a day. Well, they hire people that know how to drive cars fast. Like, yeah, so if you learn how to race, yeah, there's jobs. You don't always become a racer though. Sometimes you just become somebody that works for Mercedes or Porsche or whatever.
I don't want to change the subject, but I think Ned Denver won the seed giveaway there.
Winner.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know what? Ned's a lucky guy because if I'm right, this ain't his first time winning something. He gets in on it.
I sent Ned seeds. He's growing the bomb autos right now.
Oh, nice.
Got you good, Ned.
They better be
As much
winning
as
about it.
Greenfinger likes to gamble, I don't think I've ever seen Greenfinger win. I won one time on one of these same things, but I enter a lot, and nope, I'm not lucky. Fuck, I never win.
I've won twice from Bingus on this show.
Yeah, I've won like 2 or 3 times.
I do notice that there's some people that I see win more often. They're good. Yeah. Some people are lucky. Hey, that's just the way it goes, man. I believe in that. Yeah. A couple times I've been lucky, but no.
I think it's rigged.
I think it's rigged. That's the luck part, though. Yeah. You're lucky if you're friends with that person who texts you that number before. It's like lucky, you know. It is luck of the draw. It's like that person's gonna hit you up, all right? Split the seeds with me, fucker.
It's kind of like the luck of the draw and that grow off of if you're gonna get
Oh,
clones from the
shit.
top, middle, or bottom.
Reals. You just fucking damn. That's the ultimate gamble right there.
When we
Clone.
go,
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a second. Ooh, not that one. We're gonna go with
But weren't those clones from micro propagation? So it would be it would have that clonal induced variation, bud.
okay, here we go.
Or why not?
Because I know this is like an actual pack that sells for a bunch. Okay,
Go look that up, Red.
Ned got lucky because I'm gonna give him a modern epigenic. This is from last year's release. It's apple drip. It's apple fritter crossed into the runts, feminized. And
Oh my
I
God.
didn't run this one, but I ran like a 12 of the runts reversals, and they're all kick ass. She did good work. This is from a woman breeder, so that's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just has to let me know which ones of these he wants. Let me show him. Or I'll take a picture and send it to him.
Oh shit.
You know, looking it up, Red. Go look up the solo clolo, blah blah blah.
And I hope he likes the dead, because there he goes. He gets a double steal your face and a modern epigenics. That's killer. That's one less strain I have to try to work. Because it puts me under pressure when all these people I have seeds that I want to pop. Like I got those 2 years ago. I did 12 out of the 17. Well, I'm on to other things now. And then when will you ever get back to it, or will you? You know?
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Even what are in these? Because another thing, I used to keep seeds. I even have seeds from Mark Emery, a whole bunch of them. I could find them in here. I tried a couple of them last year. Man, none of them would crack. They were like in the 90s that they came from Mark Emery, like Mighty Might and all these strains that were from back then. Yeah, the older they get, the less they pop.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
You gotta keep it in the freezer, bud.
Well, but then you couldn't pull them in and out. Like if I had all mine in the freezer, I wouldn't go, oh, look, boom. Because it matters, right? You can't just pull them in and out all the time.
Why?
Oh, I know. You can do whatever you want.
Humidity.
True.
That's why.
And what if your freezer goes out when the power goes out? Then it goes up and down. I mean, so, okay, yeah, but it's not a cure-all. You have like, oh, you should have a dedicated freezer just for that. And think about it before you open it. Right? Sometimes it's like playing cards. You just want to look through them. A lot of times I think I'm part of my discipline, and I don't have very good discipline, is cracking too many things, because ultimately, yeah, to really work a variety of seeds myself, I need to pay attention to like maybe 1 or 2 new ones, not 12 all at once at different timings. So like even now, I can't help myself. Even with Smileys gear. Oh, I a month or so ago, I cracked the goggles, the hippie goggles. I like the name, but then it looked so good. I decided to, and you guys were talking about it one night. I decided to do the Gorilla Glue 4.
Guaranteed winners. Guaranteed.
So now that's 2 right there. And I crack like usually 7. That's sometimes 5 or 7. I never go like 10 or of one kind. But even managing 7 and sexing them and phenom, yeah, you got to pay attention.
I do want to say, Bud, I do see all the different seed packs you have, and it's a real honor to know that you did.
It's not, dude. I like you. You don't have to say honor. It's shit, dude. Your seed's as good as any of these people, dude. Trust me. They're just people.
No, I
that
know,
threw
but
their hat in the game.
I'm just saying it's an honor to me to get, like, I guess.
Well, I want to see what you got going, and I see your pictures, and you're smoking dank, and like, well, it's yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, now there were different phases of my trip where, like a lot of times, I had my production strains, 2 or 3 I ran, and if I cracked seeds, I'd crack 1 or 2 packs and run them all the way, couple 3 times, either keep them or not. I wouldn't do. Only since COVID did I go crazy and crack like fucking. I must have cracked 50 or more in the last 2 years. It's crazy. it's not productive numbers wise. Like ultimately, if you have a 4x8 tray, all the same kind, you're gonna better hit a yield pretty, solid. When you have a tray that has 1 or 2, 5 phenos of one kind and this kind and that kind and a couple of this kind, it's gonna be hard to hit a top number on the overall yield. And that's just one problem. Then when you try to like, oh, it works good because of my situation, because I don't like negotiating with people. That it's a couple of these, 4 of this, 6 of this. So when somebody wants a whole lot, well, unless they're willing to take a variety, fuck. Most people that are that customer, they don't want variety. They want a pound of one kind, period. But those are the same guys that nickel and dime you and tell you about
420
all these prices that don't exist. Because I do see a lot of stuff, and when you hear about these $500 pounds and these $1,100 indoor pounds and this and that, they're exactly that. Like, couple times somebody's offering something a little better for the money, but for the most part, dude, that's a bunch of bullshit. This is when you see them selling 8s for $20 retail, and then I might entertain their offer of like $1,000 a pound or something, or 600 a pound or something. But they're still getting 50 and 8, dude, and more, and taxing on top of that. So it's just a squeeze play.
Yeah, I could see where the prices being high like that, where it would be beneficial for people to find a local. Like here, it's just.
Well, I mean, it was even put in magazines and printed and media, and the term is an extinction event. Like this year, the outdoor growers or the cannabis industry, the legal market is an extinction event. That's a pretty heavy word, extinction.
Happy 20.
Happy 20.
And you guys are,
you know what I'm saying?
Year 25 of a drought?
Yeah, that's a bunch. I mean, we get shortage of rain and we buy all of our water and there's less of that water available. That's a definite issue. And every city grows. Like if you don't have more houses built each year, then your city is unhealthy. You know what I mean? Financially. And I don't think we're any different than most places, but we don't have our own water. The Sierras don't produce enough at all. We get all the water from Colorado, most of it. And we're the last chain. Like even San Diego, we're in a real rough spot because we don't have any of our own resources, right? So we buy it all, and we're the last link on the chain. And even if we could buy Mexican power, electric, nope, the federal law prohibits that. So with the water, yep, eventually the last rungs on the chain are going to be the first people that are going to get cut off. Because I see stories where, yeah, I mean, we're talking like the amount of feet that are missing from the water flow is, they can show the marks on the rocks. And I think even this year, it went 3 feet more than they estimated, which is now like creating this extra crisis. Technically, it's against the law to water except 1 day a week, everywhere south of Ventura County, plants and outdoor lawns. Because they have a new word for it. It's like a mega fucking drought, or they had and that was passed in April. That's a little early to be saying that. Usually they don't put that into effect till later. And either way, it's too. If you had to water, the price is so high that you're fucked. Which then, of course, there'll be more fires.
San Diego has the highest water and electric rate in the country.
Yeah. I mean, out here we have rainbow water. That somehow there was some bill like 15 years ago that gave like 7 years of like a capped water price. But part of that they voted for made that passed that it would go to this other system, which, yeah, that's why the whole agriculture thing has come to a screeching halt. And unlike most places, any farmer or true ag have an ag rate. Like we have ag rate on power, right? Like if you have a pump out in the middle of the field and they need to run you a meter to run that pump, it's under ag rate if it's for doing agriculture. Water, we pay the same rate that residential, there's one rate. And very few agriculture areas have any such thing. Like in the San Joaquin Valley, ag water is like cheap as fuck. So cheap that they basically fill their, their water tables with cheap water in the wintertime when it's cheaper, and then sell it to LA at a profit. Like people with the big aquifers in East San Joaquin Valley. Yeah, so water's going to be
So, Bud, could you like get water other ways, like one of them like fog catchers and shit like that?
Here in my area, wells were a big thing. But like a lot of the farmers in the 60s, 70s, 80s, like the last generation, even though they knew, like they had their wells rated, they knew how much water was available. They tapped that shit out. Most of the wells are like, there's a few, you have to go real deep. And even the people that use it, like sparingly, like it's not an untapped, just endless resource. But a lot of the growth in a certain period around here where there's nothing but growth was done off of wells, but those wells are they're done, they're shot.
Well, that's why I'm wondering if you could go alternative ways and like, like, have you ever seen that where they like catch the fucking fog and shit like that? Where it like,
well, okay, their alternative is to take shit water and turn it back into water. We got that plant being built. And yeah, there's even research with seawater and all that. I don't know about, I mean, you need a lot of water. Like, I don't know about catching mist. But hey, I know in UAE and Abu Dhabi, they call it, dude, they tell them right on the news. They have a word for it, but they'll announce, they call it seeded rain. But they make it rain there all the time. And they announce it, 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock in this zone, it's going to rain. Like they seed the clouds. Or it's not like they seed the clouds. Magnet charge a cloud and somehow it makes rain. It's expensive, and that's not the only place that uses it. And I think we actually invented it, but like anything here, the amount of conspiracy theory if they started doing something like that, because even there during the COVID, they put something in the clouds that was supposedly disinfecting the surfaces that it touched. And when they announced it on TV, that meant everyone needed to be inside during those hours.
It doesn't sound good at all, dude. I don't want any of that shit.
Yeah, well,
I don't want them to
welcome to the
fucking
Jetsons.
disinfect the rain. None of that.
Like, there's certain places in the world that are super rich and are like living like the Jetsons, right? And then when you really look under the covers at what a police state of that nature is like, and well, luckily we're so far from being able to accomplish that. I don't know if we'll ever be modern like that, but that's what modern looks like.
Isn't Dubai like really super strict on cannabis too? Like you get in big trouble for
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, even if it's in your
everything.
bloodstream, buddy. If it's in your bloodstream.
Like my girlfriend's there. Nope, there's no way I'm jumping on a plane to go over there. There's stories where a guy was transferring from Europe onto a cruise ship, and in customs they found what looks like a flake of weed on the bottom of his shoe. It's like 4 years later, he's still in custody. They can just first, when you get there, you get 3D scanned, and like they don't need police on the street. They have full on camera, and it identifies every person everywhere, right? Like, but to jump to a story, so you can pull it up on the internet. They have a crisis there where the youth smoke this ant that they find in the desert. And you can't smoke it unless it's alive. And they put it in a pipe and they smoke it. And because there's no other drugs. Like, this proves that humans will get high off of anything, right? And so if you eliminate drugs from a society, pretty much, right? Like, even for pain medication, only administered in hospital. No prescriptions of anything like that. Nope. If you need something, you go to the hospital and stay in the hospital. But so they have this problem with this kid smoking ants, and it's creating neurological damage, and it's an epidemic. And what they found is, and especially why it has to be alive, because what they're really getting high on is a neurotoxin that's in the brain of the fucking ant. And
who figured that shit out the first time? Like, who's the fucking
permanent? Why the damages are permanent, unlike most drugs that, some people go over the edge, but most people can get pretty fucked up and then your body recovers for the most part. Oh no, not the damages created to the youth over there. And when I read that story and heard about all that, I realized, that's a perfect example where of the thing that humans will fucking get high up. Like you say, well, who figured that out? Who figured out that a frog venom off the back of the ear was DMT? I mean, humans have or not just humans, because some studies show animals are chasing the same shit.
Well, isn't even like the ayahuasca drink like all these separate, like two separate plants that are like totally different ends of the jungle and shit, and it's kind of a mystery how they figure out how to fucking make that in the first place, like.
I mean, even if we go back to cannabis, I mean, at what point, I guess I would assume, because eating was like your main obsession thousands of years ago or whenever, probably the first ingestion of cannabis wasn't, definitely in my thinking, couldn't have been smoking or anything. They probably like tried to eat it and got all fucked up, and that led to the more. I mean, as far as like people that far back, like when they first came across almost anything, human nature, curiosity would be to, we grew up where we went to school and like identified almost everything, but there were humans that lived where they didn't know what anything was. So something drove them to try everything every which way.
Well, cannabinoid receptors are even in like supposed prehistoric animals like animites and jellyfish and that kind of shit. So it goes even beyond human interaction in history.
If you believe in science.
Well, all right.
What does that mean to believe in science? What does that mean?
Flat Earth, dude. How can you believe in science?
Well, there's a difference nowadays. There's actual science and there's government science.
Which one's real?
Actual.
Even and I think we all probably at some level, like you can if you lined up 100 human beings and then told one person one thing and told them to whisper it to the next person, by the time it got to the end, it wouldn't even be recognizable. So like even how whatever, like myself, oh, we talked about earlier, I had like a 9th grade education. So, okay, maybe I sort of understand it, but then when I repeat it to my buddy, well, maybe I'm like not really repeating it in exact or in a way, in the way he hears it, in the way and that's human nature too, like, right?
That's government science.
Yeah, they just know how to use that shit. Like they they've been doing weird fucking test group study shit way back.
Did that in our school. We all had to tell the person next to us what the last person said. By the end of it, the last person was getting hit in the head. It's like, what the fuck?
Wow. Yeah, it's a fucking mess, but it's our mess. Like something gonna change it. I guess I don't think that anymore. Like I think the powers that be got this shit on a lock.
Maybe smoking ants is the solution.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Major.
Major only
Yeah,
hears
so
I was just
back to
trying to
the
make the point.
UAE, you would think that, oh yeah, but if you're in this super money class, everything's available. Everything. Like, so yeah, that is like money talks over there. So like drugs, alcohol, prostitution, all the vice, everything, deepest debauchery you could think of. Yeah.
Sorry. Let's do an email.
Because they got it's all the big money people. That's what it is. It's like Vegas without gambling, because the average person there is so rich that gambling is like child's play.
Mm-hmm.
The real rich
Yeah,
people
believe in
hang out.
science, Smiley. We can get back to that question. What does believe in science mean, anyways? Right. Well, like I was saying, yes, what's science? I don't even know the definition of science, right? This is just coming top of the head, dude. But you're saying, right? There's whatever study you can find, there's always a study that disputes that finding.
Contradicts.
So is there any point of believing in science?
Yeah, but usually if you're really interested in that particular thing, you could look into both sides and figure out like things like, oh, who funds it? Then becomes like a motivating fact that maybe makes it that why you don't believe one over the other more than the other. So
well, that's when Socal said, yeah, that's not government science, right?
Well, at this point, like maybe I'm the only one that thinks this, but I don't think governments are the strongest entities ruling the world at this point. They were maybe like in the 50s and 60s and other times, definitely. This point, these huge corporations, like they got way more power than the fucking governments, even our government.
Right. No, our government is a corporation. It became one in 83.
Right. And it isn't one of the biggest. Well, it is. If you know, like as far as like, oh, if our government's a big corporation, then what its business is military, because that's where like 90% of the money goes to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Speed's fucking me out. Sorry.
Happy Victoria Day to all the fucking weed nerds of Canada. And fuck you, Queen.
What's Victoria Day explain to us Americans?
It's like the Queen's birthday or some bullshit like that. That's why I said fuck you, Queen.
Oh, what the fuck? Happy
Well,
Victoria Day.
I don't know, but I actually think, like, is there going to be a royal after she goes? I can't imagine. And if there is one, like, who's going to even care? What's it going to be? One of those kids or the?
No one cares
Like,
now. So
yeah, like she gets it by. Well, you can see pictures back when it meant something, and man, that lady's been around a long ass time and seen it all.
I'm just laughing a little bit. 420 says science is the ability to do research with repeatable, that is basically repeatable over and over. And I was just thinking of the definition of insanity. Isn't the definition of insanity doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results? They ain't quite the same thing. Repeatable results, doing the same thing over and over, trying to get different results, and doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results.
If you trace that sage's history, it's going to come from the 12-step meaning. Bill Wilson or whatever, AA, that said that insanities, right? But actually, if you went to a dictionary and read the word insanity, that's not part of what is listed. That's like, I don't know what you'd call that, folklore or something that just got, it makes perfect sense. And it is a great definition, right? But it was something that was like just added on along the way out of 12-step meetings. That was one of their, like, way back in the 30s and 40s, they were saying that in 12-step meetings about drinking.
yeah, something like scientific merit, blah, repeatable results. It just proves that that experiment has merit and can be repeated anywhere, apparently. It's science. So you can do it and I can do it. Like taking a clone from the top. You don't want to do that. Too much variation.
Okay, so according to dictionary.com, the definition of insanity is voting for a Democrat thinking they're going to do something good for the country.
I can't agree with you, but I can agree with you.
Yeah, science is an institution, no doubt, but it's a methodological process. There's nothing like, there shouldn't require a faith or a belief in it. You know what I'm saying? That's the institution of science that requires the faith and belief. Like the actual data that's collected during experiments is the data. You know what I'm saying? There's interpretation applied to that, and a lot of that can be based on your worldview or whatever. So like, the idea that we have to have a faith or a belief in the interpretation of the data, that seems ridiculous. Like, or that seems faith.
Water boils at 100 degrees, right, Smiley? We can all agree upon that scientific discovery, right?
What?
Wait, 100 degrees?
Oh,
you're living the metric world.
What the hell?
Like most, like 90% of the other world, right?
I get it, and it makes most sense, like it mathematically and understanding wise. But yeah, here we are.
We live in the real world.
We're gonna ride that all the way to fucking Mars, man.
Which we're going to.
We're gonna grow autos on Mars.
That's the first project. Biomass.
It's gonna just blast off right in their faces.
They can't smoke. Yeah, they want all the Martians to go. They want the Martians to get all fucked up.
Now I saw it recently because I was watching. They just shot off a Boeing rocket or something, but I was watching, and they had a thing about it. I don't know the amount of time, but the estimated time from a human to leave Earth and get to Mars is it's a long time. Like,
like 4 years
like,
or something stupid.
Yeah.
Like 3 pumps. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
I'm pretty sure they
What'd
got
you
to
say,
figure
Red
out.
Pill? Because I even though I thought it was longer, I thought the thing said 9 months.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah, and I'm
There you
pretty
go.
sure there's issues with us still in space for that long. So like, whoever's going out there might
and even
permanent,
something.
like, damage.
I mean,
you know?
I've gone sort of fast, like scary fast, G-force fast. I can't imagine traveling at like tens of thousands of miles an hour, which, like, I guess when you're in space doing something like this, you're going that fast. Like, but I guess there's no gravity. I don't know. It's more than I can. It's shit like that's more than I can comprehend. It's like how do you go that fast?
Yeah, you
Well,
wouldn't feel it 'cause it's all relative, but I
Didn't
think
Matt
there's a
Damon
limited
grow a
amount
bunch
of
of
time that we
potatoes?
can stay in space.
You wouldn't feel it till you hit something.
Matt
then you'd
Damon's
feel
already
it.
up there.
Yeah, Matt Damon grew potatoes and shit up on Mars already. It's already been done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, just
In the
like we landed
greenhouse,
on the
he
moon in Hollywood too, right?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine most of our
Space Station in Hollywood
imagination, at
basement.
least I could say for myself, that's all I can say, is based on movie stuff. Like sometimes when I look back at the old classics that were when I was a kid, those were like Star Wars and these different movies. But I look back and the effects and the way they look, I like in today after seeing what things could look like, or the technology, I look back and I'm like, holy moly! Like even the Counters of the Third Kind, I watched that one. Like from my memory of how spectacular that was when I saw it to like what it really is. Like even that movie Jaws, that one's like, yeah, when I was a kid, that scared the fuck out of me. But then when you see it now, it's like the lamest fucking fake fucking
You're fucking right,
shark
dude.
you ever fucking built.
So fucking lame, bro. I've never seen in my life. I don't know how I was scared.
Now, a lot of you are a little younger, so you grew up with like, I grew up where like, fuck, when I first started watching TV, it was black and white only. But so like, a lot of that was like, at the time was like incredible.
It
And
was.
then
Everything on TV back then was awesome because it was on TV right after color was fucking awesome. Like the full color and then digital came and it fucking was wow.
Yeah, it's hard to see Jaws ever the same after Sharknado.
Epic fucking shit right there, bro. Snakes on a plane? What the fuck, bro? Snakes on a fucking plane.
All right,
But
guys,
back
it's
to,
my
like,
time though. I gotta
space.
check out. I'm gonna hop on. I appreciate you guys, man. It's awesome hanging out. Always
Nice,
good having
Smiley.
me in the pot there. So it's good.
Right on, Smiley. Cheers.
All right,
Have a good night, Smiley.
Good seeing you, Smiley.
Team Blue Line Pie.
But like the thing I was saying is our imagination's basic of space of what I concept of has to be formed a lot by the movies.
Oh yes.
Like, now we're seeing more stuff from NASA or the stuff, but still the movies is what like made you think, oh, you could shit and grow a potato.
Yeah, there's people that watch Star Trek and think that's literally our future.
It isn't.
But it sort of has been, right? I mean, geez, like the only thing that I'm hoping for is the thing where Scotty beam me up shit, man, because I hate going and waiting on a plane to get there
It's
and
just-
land and
It's
driving
not Scotty.
places.
It's Elon. Elon, beam me up in your fucking cock rocket. Let's go. Only
Number
4 minutes.
one.
Up, only 4 minutes and
But that's the thing with
$200,000.
That's the thing with the predictive programming, like Buddy said with Hollywood. Even before that, they're already doing it. I forget if it's Jules Verne, Arthur C. Clarke, or H.G. Wells. One of them has a book about a Mars civilization in the future being ran by a guy named Elon. Just to let you guys know.
Number one, I need to collect your number two to grow some potatoes.
I know a lot of people don't like Elon, but I think he could be a worse fucking billionaire than him.
What is he? Just Iron Man, right? This is who we're talking about, Iron Man? Or who are we talking about? Elon Musk, right? Iron Man.
Yeah. Yes,
That's
sir.
him, dude.
Dude, Iron Man was that Robert Down syndrome guy.
No, this
name?
fucking Elon Musk. Elon Butt Musk.
Robert Downey Jr. or something.
Robert Blackface Downey Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. Come on. He named his kid Indio after the town that I grew up next to. It's where the court was, where he had to show up to court every fucking time he fucked up. So he named his kid Indio. That's brilliant, dude. Beautiful name. But yeah, that's where the courthouse is that he had to show up to after he got caught making crack and allegedly with the gay guys in Palm Springs. I mean, that's just all in the news. He's an awesome guy though. Just saying, it's all true. I used to do that too.
Wait.
Crickets, motherfuckers. Somebody talk. Shit.
Well, I'm still trying to digest what you just said.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. named his kid after the
It had
city.
something to do with Indio, crack.
Yeah, Robert
I
Downey.
don't even want to repeat some of the other
He's a
terms.
great actor, so let's just
If I'm looking for crack in India, I gotta find Robert Downey Jr.'s kid. I guess.
No, that's his kid's name. Is India, and that's where.
Well,
he
that's
named-
where. Okay, I now
That's where
remember
he
because when he went overboard on
Yeah,
crack and coke drugs, he was
Yeah.
out in the, in the hotels out there tweaking
Palm
his brain
Springs.
out.
Yeah, and then that's where the courthouse was in Indio, and that's where he had to go. And then he named his
Yeah.
kid after the courthouse or after the city in the courthouse. Yeah.
Why is this information so easy to recall?
Well, if you live around that courthouse, that's there not much happens in India, I'll tell you. So
Yeah. I've been in that jail, in the Indio jail, and I had to fucking walk all the way like 2 miles back to more than 2 miles back to my house, back to my car, where they left my fucking the stuff that they were taking me for, the fucking wax. It looked like fucking.
So when you watch Tropic Thunder, it brings back all these traumatic memories.
I love that guy.
That movie is hilarious.
It's a fucking great movie, but some people that's cancel shit today. Great shit. I laughed my ass off watching that shit.
Bro, Cat in the Hat is cancel shit nowadays. So fuck all
You
that.
didn't cancel shit. What I just said cancel shit. What I just said was
Fuck
a
all
news
that cancel shit.
yeah, and anyway, like how do you even know this? Like I hear about cancel, but I don't pay attention like what that is or who cares.
Gotta be the memes, right?
It's really
Memes.
just a meme show, yeah. It's
How
like
do
it
you-
was cancel shit, but now it's really like just a meme show, and that's just a Karen trying to cancel somebody. So that's what it turns out to be now. So really not.
Yeah, and the
canceling.
truth is, half the memes I don't even fucking understand what the fuck. I haven't quite figured that shit out. Some of it's funny and obvious,
Some
but
of
then
it is.
sometimes I think I'm missing the I'm
Point.
missing
I don't want
the
to
inside
go
joke.
on a conspiracy theory again, but there's someone he wrote I can't remember it, memetics, but memes they're actually a thing from a long time ago. But he wrote a book about memetics and how they're used in warfare, psychological operations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Propaganda.
They
Propaganda.
saw
Basically,
Putin and
Yeah.
It is propaganda.
Watch out for those politics, y'all.
Yep. Trying to get your top bitch, bottom bitch, all your bitches. Wait, what? What are we talking about? Pimping or fucking just politics?
blind pimping.
Blind pimping. Blind pimping, all pimping, all pimping.
But I'm pimping since been pimping.
Still enough. Can't get these jars. I'm trying to smoke a different weed each time, and I fucking think I smoked the same one 5 times. Fuck.
Stuff from this dispensary.
Yeah, my mom came over because she wanted weed, so she goes to the dispensary where she likes. Cause she's just a consumer, and then that's
No.
why I grow the weed. I grow
I
weed
love
too
you,
long.
dude, but there's a disconnect. I'm like, wait a minute, you growing weed, You show
Yeah.
weed, fucking
It's
every
not
inch,
ready
every,
yet.
and then mom needs weed.
It's not ready. It's like fucking 2 weeks away from being ready. So she's still like
Alright.
buying the stuff that's discounted over there. So she got like 1 jar and then she got one for free. And then she got another jar and she got one for free or $10 off or some shit. And like I said free some other shit.
How much is a
Did
jar?
you roll your mom up for the dispensary weed or what?
I don't know what she well, she takes half of it. She takes half of it. This is how much she leaves me in each one. Like 2 nugs of each. So like a gram, 2 grams almost. That's pretty dense.
All right,
So that's
give,
1 gram.
dude, send me your fucking address in the DM for the 100th fucking time in
I
6
will.
months.
I
Fucking A. Like,
fucking A. I'll send it to you tonight. Today. Fuck
yeah,
sorry.
because
Yeah.
I trust me when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, and that's
I
tomorrow
know.
because
I'm the procrastinator.
even
get it.
how I knew I'm gonna send out those seeds tomorrow is because I know that I'm going there tomorrow, period.
Yeah,
So
that's what people do, right? What they say. I kind of say it
well,
sometimes.
actually, if I could get out of doing it, I would, but fuck, tomorrow's
Yeah.
Monday, I gotta do something.
Oh fuck, it's Monday. Shit, damn, I lost a day too, Eagle. Fuck me. I thought it was Sunday today. I'm like, happy fucking Sunday.
It is Sunday today.
It's
Well,
not
it's Monday
Sunday.
now, but
It's Monday.
It was Sunday.
It was Sunday. That's why my mom came over. That's why I'm like, oh shit, that's why. Holy shit. Sunday dinner, yeah. Holy shit. Literally.
Yeah, you should give Buddy your address though. Just saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna grow
Yeah,
his
Red Pill knows what time it is. Fuck, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even pack a bowl, dude. I was trying to pack a bowl that whole time. The fuck? I must be high. This weed got me high after like a little bit. She got paranoid, my mom. It was too strong for her.
What straight is it?
The gelato. She's like, you keep that one. I don't even know where it is now. The gelato. She's like, fuck that one. 29%.
Tell us the numbers.
29%. But it was too much for her. She's like started.
Well,
getting water in her head.
don't you also sometimes go to Dr. Green Thumb over there? Because he's
Yes.
got a spot there.
Yeah, she goes to all different places, but she chooses the place with the best sale at the day. If she wants
Yeah,
edibles, she goes to
But
the other one.
I'm just curious because I'm just curious. Have
Yeah.
you gotten stuff from Dr. Green Thumb?
Yeah,
Is it any good?
yeah.
Like,
I go-
is it what he claims it is? Is it like top level shit, or is it just like everyone else's?
It's all right. If they would give me free stuff, I would say it's really a lot better. Just kidding.
Well, if they
No, it's
gave you
really
free
good.
shit, I
It's
wouldn't
really good.
ask you.
It's really good shit. It's really good shit if you got the fucking money. That's what I'm gonna say.
So
If you don't got the
yeah.
money, but they got cheaper packs now. They got where they're white labeled some shit.
Well,
So they got some cheaper packs
ultimately,
from local
that's called
growers.
$2 Chuck, and people
Yeah,
will splurge. Like, you got to remember, not everyone's a total weed nerd like us. Most people
Yeah.
aren't. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
put yourself in the shoes of an average customer,
Yep.
they're value based. Like, they don't smoke all that much, so like they're not. But they don't want to, like, a little teeny 8 that's cost this much. It's gone like in 2 joints. That's
Like
not that cool.
That's what like a.
Well, remember how shitty the weed was back in the day, though, right? How sometimes you even people would sell you wet weed, even you'd be happy.
Well,
You'd be happy with anything you got, almost too, right? At points,
yeah, and
there's no name, but he's like, here, boom, done.
Yeah, there was like, or what do you call it? There was no weed, and so whatever anyone had, that became. Yeah, you'd buy anything. Like, fuck, there was ups and downs. There was like, whether it was created, real. Yeah, today's much better, but
Banana
like
Foster.
he's like even what he says though, it's like that's the bottom line. Is like the real good stuff. Oh, that's not even 50 an acre. That's higher than that.
Yeah,
And now this is in California where it's an extinction event. Now, what the extinction event is for the tons of boo that got grown and the tons of auto that got grown that they can't sell and nobody wants. Because I'm sure if you're a real broker, you can spot definitely boo, but you can spot autos in the mix.
We got 45, 40. So we got $5 discount on
No,
one.
when it's in the concentrate, buddy.
Well, you're right there.
Why they
$20
hire you as a
one.
consultant.
$20 for another one. So she got
And
one.
I know I have my pulse on that. My good friend I talk to every day. That's his bracket. Fuck, man, they're like the top rosins, like wholesale. Like you'd be lucky to get 10 to 20 a gram, maybe 30.
The tax
That's
is
it.
$32 in tax right here. That's where the price is, guys. That's where the fucking.
Well, I'm
money is.
talking for like that top level rosin that used to wholesale for 50 to 65.
I'm talking about this receipt though. I'm looking at the receipt for the weed.
The taxes.
I found that shit. So the weed costs $45 for the first one. You had to pay full price, and the next one's $5 off, and then the next one's $20, and then the next one after that's $20 too. So they were $45, and they cost $20 for one, $20 for two.
Well, no, wait. You got to put numbers to it. 20 for what?
That's $20 for an eighth. Yeah.
For an eighth?
You had to buy the first one at full price. That's like the deal. You buy one at full price, then you get the
What's
next
full
one.
price?
45.
45.
45, and then she had to pay $5 off of one, and then $20 for the next one, and
45,
$20
40,
for the next.
and then 20.
All right, let's get to this. If you can add it up quickly. How much total weed did you get, and how much total money did you give?
She got 4/8, and she spent on with the tax $32. Yeah,
With tax, it's $194.
and it's
197.
147, and then plus tax 17, and then plus the 32 tax. Fucking 30
$200 a half ounce. That's not bad.
Yeah, that was not bad, but that's only on this day. You have to get ripped off only on this day, guys. The $20.
And how many of those like you are satisfied with? Are you satisfied with all four of them? They're all decent.
Yeah, there's only two $20 eighths and one $45 eighth. That's what I buy on the street, $60 eighths in California where I live. Still
Up here on the res, man, you can get ounces for $80.
Oh, but on the street, with
all right, Major,
3.5,
all that shit.
but $80.
but nobody wants
is
an ounce
that
of
like
autos.
what you consider a top shelf ounce, or is that like a mid shelf ounce?
A top shelf
I mean-
ounce for delivery? that we
Nah,
see is only
it's definitely
100.
mids.
All right,
It has a good look to it though.
well, I
Almost
get
has
all that.
a fancy look.
Light
but it
that
doesn't
look
smoke
good
good.
too.
Yeah.
I remember as an indoor grower, the years where our weed was inferior to outdoor weed. Now, a lot's changed since then, but like I keep waiting and I know a lot of old time growers and different people. Yeah, I don't know what's happened, but they don't grow great weed outdoor like they used to, at least in my opinion. A lot of it, I think, is they went for bigger yields, and those strains just aren't that. I remember good outdoor weed was like.
I think
there's
everyone's
nothing
trying
better.
to grow the Skittles, and all these other cultivars are kind of poor performers anyways, right?
Everything is subjective to each grower, to each style, to each plant style.
And I mean,
Cheers, Stoney.
indoor grew
Sorry, guys.
a lot, like as far as like quality. Like in the 80s and 90s, yeah, we were growing like fox taily weird. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
But check this shit out. This is limited edition Pheno Hunt series, guys. The limited edition, they put it on the fucking shit, and it fucking so it costs even more for that. That's got the whole.
That's the top shelf green fingers.
That's the marketing right there, bro. Pheno Hunt limited edition, Pheno Hunt edition. Fucking when I read it to her, she's like, "What the fuck's that mean?" I was like, "Yeah, they don't."
What's going on, Stoney?
Crazy. Cheers, Stoney.
Hang out listening. wondering if any of you guys found the skunk yet. Is that what we're talking about?
In Mexico, bro.
There's a
There's a pretty
skunk
good
on
skunk up in
I know
Canada, I
Major's
think.
got
The skunk is in
I
Mexico.
think there's a good
bro.
skunk up here.
brain or skunk.
I smell it over the border every day. I'm like, fucking from Mexico to Canada, it's everywhere.
Yeah, I think the skunk belongs outdoors if you really want to find that
That's what I say.
terpene
Fuck skunk.
profile.
Fuck skunk.
And it sure seems to be a difficult one to find, even though a lot of people claim to have it.
No, it's really everybody has it.
I think it comes from the cheese family.
I think
Well, if you don't like
fucking from
weed, like a
Mexico.
lot of us people that
I
don't
think it's
like
from
weed, they
Mexico.
think all weed smells like skunk.
From
Today.
Mexico, bro. From Mexico, that's the only skunk ever. No other skunk exists.
Yes, like Brad was saying, a lot of people think there's still skunk out there because everyone's like, "Oh, that smells skunky." So
In
It
Mexico,
kind of
bro.
does, but it's not compared to what the skunk was that I was getting in the 80s. That shit's
Yeah, that
gone,
one's
dude.
gone.
Those guys did not. I know growers. They did not want
Skunk
to
never
grow
even
that shit.
existed,
I didn't.
bro.
We didn't even want to carry. Honestly, we didn't want to buy it. I'll be honest with you. We did not want to have it because if I had it, fucking everybody, I couldn't.
Too
bring it to
smelly.
school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and skunk was like the main culprit, but I think that just it wasn't like an exerted effort, but breeders in general and the thing in general, we used to, as it was growing, used to stink a lot more than I think some of the cultivars today. Not saying that the cultivars today aren't terpy and all that, just the growing of it. Because
Yeah, I agree.
like I don't even really use. I live on property, so I don't use my filters or anything. But hey, I don't smell it outside my building. I remember growing shit that the whole neighborhood smelled. Not always just skunky. They were other strains that stunk up shit too.
I remember a buddy of mine had one in like 78, 79 in the back garage, trying to hide it. I mean, dude, it stunk up like fucking half a block. You know, you walk around, man, smell it.
I think as weed nerds, we kind of get immune to that little smell, though, right? Because anytime my wife takes,
immune to it.
100%. Anytime my wife takes our cooler from inside, goes through the grocery store, she opens it up, it smells skunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the smell of beer, but it smells like skunk to me too. I don't know why. Like a fresh beer, pop it open, and I smell like it's like chronic skunky smell.
But I even remember I worked for this guy that would buy the clones in the late 80s, it was 89. And it wasn't like he really cared what I thought, but I would see the list of what the choices we had. And I would always say, oh, get this and this. And he would grow what was called California orange back then. And his logic was, yeah, that thing didn't stink much at all and was the easiest of them all to grow. And a couple of the times when I'd say, oh, get some of these or this, he'd be like, oh, that shit stinks. Oh, fuck that.
Right. And then when we got
That's
those
the latest
buds with the
clone
red
list I can get.
hairs, but when we got those buds with the red hairs, because we weren't getting that shit back then. What we got was brown, green, but then all of a sudden we started getting red hairs on our buds, and then some purple.
Yeah,
like,
those are
then everybody
GMO
was like,
root
then the
beer.
price went up on everything, and then it went from 2-finger, 3-finger bags, 5 nickel dimes to $7 a gram. I was like, a gram? What the fuck's a gram? It was like
That's a
overnight,
pretty
man,
long clone
prices
list.
went up.
And all those are legit.
A good thing about clone list, none of them are autos.
You never know, man. Supposedly he works at LP and he's been sneaking this shit for years. And now he sells them. And I got some shit from him last year that turned out pretty nice. I grow them outside
What
so
about-
that just in case they're infected, man. Fuck, dude. I'm always worried about those russet mites from showing up and killing everything.
What about that pre-98? Is that legit pre-98, Bubba?
Like I said, I don't a grain of salt, maybe. All I'm looking for is a great cultivar that will work outdoors. If any of those work outdoors, perfect.
I wouldn't think Bubba would be a good choice outdoor.
Bubba's a great choice. It's done
Well,
mid-September.
I never thought it was a great yielder, like got big. I've never seen one big. And there's too many other ones
That's why
outdoor.
it's a great. That's why it's a great plant, though, right? The ideal plant is like 3x3. Doesn't need support. Done early. No big buds. No mold issues. Good nose.
You're right.
Looks great. Easy to trim. Sells quickly.
Sounds like an auto.
You're just repping those autos like crazy.
Done in 90 days. Guaranteed female.
Yeah.
Shit. That's a fire auto.
Did you see those cups he was showing a little while ago? Those germ tests that he was running on those autos? I think
You seen that,
I
eh?
think you might be spot. Yeah, I did. I think you're spot on, buddy.
Germination rates are approved. Major approved. Bags coming.
I've seen that. I
So-
did see that. Did quite a few of them too. Them all different strains, or what'd you have there?
That's what I was gonna ask.
I do have a list of those motherfuckers, buddy. I did make a little map, as they call it. Shit, let's go through that list, buddy.
Okay, what was the autos you had on there first?
Is here we go, buddy. It is a sour short cookie, strawberry short cookie. Nope, it's a SSC. I gotta remember what SSC stands for.
Oh shit.
Hold on. It's always it's one of those fucking things, right? You wish you wrote down the whole name. I know it's from Sin Valley, from Sin City. Strawberry short cookie. Strawberry shortcake. Shit. Either way, it's one of those strawberry shortcake or strawberry short cookie. Crossed with Zelda Runts. That's number 5. The same cut crossed with God Fruit. Number 4 crossed with God Fruit. SSC 4 crossed with Zelda Runts. Sour Kush crossed 25 crossed with God Fruit. Sour Kush 25 crossed with Great Cream Cake. OG crossed with 14 crossed with Brandy Wine. I-95 crossed with Strawberry Short. No, that's Sour Strawberry. Sour Strawberry 10 crossed with Grape Cream Cake. I-95 crossed with Grape Cream Cake. Brandy Wine 12 crossed with Brandy Wine. Primal Punch 7 crossed with Zelda Runts. Primal Punch S1C crossed with Blue Line Pie. Primal Punch S1H crossed with Great Cream Cake. OG3 crossed with Zelda Runts. OG3 crossed with Hot Rod. OG3 crossed with OG14 crossed with Primal Punch. OG14 crossed with Grape Cream Cake. Grape Diamonds 4 crossed with Grape Cream Cake. Blue Line Pie 4 crossed with Primal Punch. Sangria 2 crossed with Grape Cream Cake. Blue Line Pie crossed with Primal Punch. Super Lemon OG crossed with Grape Cream Cake. Blue Line Pie 6 crossed with Primal Punch. Mac crossed with Fruity Pebbles OG crossed with Zelda Runts. Brandy Wine 18 crossed with Brandy Wine. Blue Dream crossed with Grape Cream Cake.
Blue Dream. Sorry.
Got the dream going.
What's Zelda Runts? I mean,
That is Triforce OG crossed with Runts. Triforce is some kind of fucking Triangle Kush. Wookiees. It's done by Hyrule Genetics. Sold by Empire. I love that guy. That fucking Hyrule Genetics. His shit is just all unknown fire. Unknown little dude from California.
So one
a scientist.
One combo I didn't notice was I-95 Zelda Runs. You don't got that one?
I probably do, but this is just this run to see how the quality of the germination rate is. I'll grow
Wait,
them out.
that's a list of seeds you popped,
Yeah.
right? Oh,
Those are
wow.
lists.
You're
Those are all the seeds I
organized,
showed
man.
The
You're
Canadian.
organized, man.
Those are the unnamed autos.
Future autos, man.
Future autos of
Future
Canada.
autos.
Your auto
Don't
project.
final
huh?
parts, man. Come on.
This is quite the project. But this way I can see what that great cream cake does, that Zelda runs, what it brings to everything. Try to give me an idea. Hopefully, that it has a triangle kush in it, and that triangle kush brings out some lemon ideal size, but it sure seems to be pretty resistant. Anything with that Zelda runs ran last year had a great resistance and no issues with mold. Hopefully that passes on.
And I-95.
A great cream cake from Bloom.
Sorry, great cream cake.
That's the one I was interested in now. You guys all say yours first. But
I was going to say that's from Bloom Seco. Big hasher. And actually, it took me a while, but number 5 does have a bit of grape to it. A little bit of grape. Which I think is hard to find. A good grape.
Can you hear the coyote pack?
Yep,
I heard
hear 'em.
coyotes. I know the sound of coyotes. I heard coyotes. My dogs are gonna go crazy. I gotta turn the noise up.
My dogs went out and get them because they're creeping up the hill.
My dogs would do that. I got 10 deep. These motherfuckers 12 deep, but 2 of them I make stay. Stay, motherfuckers.
Sounds like it's like 10 of them, but it's probably only 2 or 3 coyotes. They're really crafty at making it sound like there's more of them.
Yep. And then when they hear all 10 of my dogs, they just disappear because they're like, fuck, there's only 2 of us, and there's actually 10 of those fuckers, not just 2 of them. It's like,
Yeah, and I-95, I think that's like some kind of star dog cross in there. Isn't that red? Do you remember that shit by any chance?
I think
That's an old strain.
Legend OG Star Dog, and I think something else.
Dog. Nice.
I do like the I-95. It has a funky cheesiness to it. I like it. Most people don't, but I like it. It's a funky cheese. It's crossed with some kind of fruity from Bloom Seco. So it's crossed with a strawberry guava.
Okay.
So I just call it I-95, but it's actually crossed with strawberry guava and some other.
One of my favorite ones. It was hard to find. If someone has it in the collection, butterscotch, which is vanilla kush to instant karma. And the last time I ever seen anyone with butterscotch available, it was actually butterscotch to I-95.
Now, Major, you're going to clone each of those and keep track of each pheno in case there's a keeper that surfaces and you have it backed up? Or how do you manage that?
I'll keep track of that pot number, whatever it's associated, A3492, whatever the fuck I give it. And the winner of that whole pot, I'll try to predict. If it stands out, I'll take an early cut. And if most of the time I just let it run, I'll rip that smart pot out and I'll re-veg it. Cut everything out besides what I presume is the winner. And of course, you don't always select that winner.
Yeah, see, now my method is, okay, I get the seed plant. I take 2 or 3 clones of each one of them, number those as the phenos. And then when I turn back the mom, right, by the time it's actually finished and I could smoke it, I'm already committed to that plant. I usually make certain decisions how I see it growing because I'm already going to be taking clones off of the first clone before that thing's even done. So like next thing you know, when I decide to get rid of something, because I don't like calling plants, they're in the plant count. Yeah, I'll still just grow out the rest of it. I stop taking clones of that pheno this, that, or the other, which is kind of like,
how long is your veg time, buddy? Your plants are tall, dude. It must be like four and a
they
half,
go
5
through,
feet.
they go through different cycles, right? Because yeah, sometimes they go through the short cycle, which I like more, and then the 60-day cycles outpace the veg cycle and they get too tall. Like even this week, the room that's empty, it didn't really come empty all at once. It was like almost 6 days from the trays to the bucket system. But I baked the room the last 2 nights where I turned off all the air, leave the lights on. It gets to about 120, 123 degrees. Bake that room. That's like my IPM, which a lot of times because everything's offset, it's hard to get a room empty. Things like that, even 5-6 days, plants get tall. And some of those are seed moms that get tall, and they're varieties that get tall.
What did you just run from a Sonic?
Oh, I ran a lot. I'm smoking right now, Banana God Z3 or whatever, Wilson.
How's
One
that?
of the ones I liked is it's good. It's all of them are good. Great.
Does it have the banana though? Does it have banana? Do you taste the banana?
Sour. There's like a sour. It's not predominantly banana, no, but Exhale has like the Z terps are there underneath it. But then the grandpa breath, I don't even know what that lineage is. Into Wilson.
That's ethos. I
It's
had
like,
grandpa's breath last year. It was good. Skunky, right?
That one is really good. I liked it more than I thought. And then the third one,
or is that Dudge of Vault Genetics? That's Dudge of Vault Genetics.
Wilson, and that one's super purple and sour and good. And then there's a couple. I think I cut down another one of his. I can't remember. Too many fucking kinds going. But I might have said it earlier. The one that I just cut down a couple days ago, this giant, is from Modern Epigenics, and it's her white truffle sour. It's Straw Nana white truffle, which I have 5 of her varieties going: Cat Piss Straw Nana, Gary Payton Straw Nana, White Tahoe or Tahoe Straw Nana, J1 Straw Nana. Maybe I have 7 of hers going. And the one that looks really good is the truffle.
You said Gary Payton?
I got that one too.
Nice.
I think she finally released the line. She sent them to me like maybe 2.5 months ago or 3 months ago.
I don't know. I haven't jumped on that Gary Payton train yet, but
yeah, I've been hearing about it for like past
all the
4
IG
years.
shit you see, it looks good, but I don't know how it smokes. It looks fire.
I lost the crumpets. That shit. I had not enough cooling. What is it called? Air conditioning? Fuck me, dude. No air conditioning. I still don't have air conditioning. But fucking my crumpets died. I just got the motherfucker. Fucking pissed off.
Is that the pancakes in it?
3 Kings in London pound cake.
London pound cake. Old school.
I wanted just the 3 Kings out of it.
The 3 Kings, is that like OG, Blue Dream, Sour Diesel, or some bullshit?
Can't remember. I just remembered that was really fucking good shit.
Yeah, I think something like that.
But my mom picks the what are they called? Cuttings, the clones for me that she wants me to grow.
It sounds like your mom's quite the weed nerd.
She's the boss.
The metric in the legal market is created
a great mom,
thing where the clones are sold are legit in the sense that they come with a tag They've gone through either dark heart or they're like they're
Yeah,
not
they're
just
supposed to
somebody
be clean.
with a tray
They're
of
clean.
clones that are just giving out clone, selling clones. Like they're and I was given a metric clone. It was grape ape, and it was exactly what it was, grape ape. It had that same kind of tag, but it was from a different facility and metric, and so I assume that if you want to pay and go into one of those stores for those clones, I mean, it's probably a little more verified than even these guys that fly by night. Like the hydro store, there was like a guy that had his card and had a nursery and had a huge list. I think it's going on 2 years ago. I got 5 of 5 different kinds, and only one of them was even worth my time, and that was the Ghost OG. I forget what the other 4 or 5 were. I was like, and he has a really good reputation. Everybody else is fucking saying it was great, but these other 4 plants were just like nothing. Like they weren't worth my time. Like waste of time. And I remember at the time thinking, well, if you sold like, oh, his menu has like 50 things on it. I thought, well, if you just had like 10 things that were really good, your business would go crazy. Trying to have 50 kinds and 3/4 of them were bunk.
Yeah. Just lost my weed.
But that's good for the seed business, because a lot of people think clones, especially the ones you get through the unless you're getting it from a grower, and all that, that's different. But if you're just going into a store or sourcing them through weed maps or whatever, no, you get a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I got lucky on weed maps.
My list comes from apparently they've been ran, and this guy, based on those runs, kept the cuts. So he worked there for for that purpose only, and still currently has that purpose.
Well, I'll say this: if this was like another company, like a other kind of industry, and a worker did something like that, there would be repercussions, like
lawsuits,
when there's jail, all that.
These are huge facilities, and no one's going to watch every minute, even though they're required to keep every minute. No one's ever going to review those videos till someone robs a place, which is never going to happen.
They've been robbing some places up here.
Yeah, well, that's non-Canada, man. Come on now.
Come on, man.
Well, wait, doesn't everybody have a gun in Canada?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll say I grew this grape ape, and it was exactly that. Kyle Cushman's grape ape through dark heart metric clone. And it was a pretty big yielder. Even this last one had 4.5 ounces off one plant. Nice purple grapey. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't that dank. It was just average weed. Like
did it have the purple? Did it come with purple bud to it? It was too purple.
It actually only has like a tinge of the purple on the edges and
short buzz to it.
But in the past, I would have said, "Oh, keep that. That'll fucking yield. That probably yield like 20-30% more on a whole tray." Like it was one of those kind of plants. But at the moment, that's not where I'm at. I'm looking for things that are like super Stoney and kind of nostalgic. Like that's where I'm headed.
You think
people don't want all this?
That always the big yielders, they don't seem to always. They always seem to be the best quality. I know there's a combination out there. If you run enough genes or genetics and seeds, you can get that big yielder, high potency, the tinge of purple. Easy.
Well, isn't that like nature? Like that's in everything. Even like beautiful women are fucking pain in the ass, and well, not all. There's an exception, but you play with like, yeah, more finicky things. But I've always felt, yeah, there's a trade-off, and that's what a lot of breeding was initially trying to bring more you. Because like OG, the OG egg, oh, you can, if you really work it and top that plant and put a lot of effort in, you can get a good yield out of it. But these buds aren't those buds, but they're OG fucking little nuggets. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that plant is, right? Like, oh, over some of the other OGs that have the crosses, oh yeah, they put out a lot more. But the one I have, I wouldn't call that a yielder. No, it grows like, yeah, I don't know. I have like 5 of them going right now, like almost 3/4 done.
What about you, Stoney? You just look like you pulled an impressive yield of some fucking monster fucking buds in your tent. Can you hear you, Stoney? You're good.
Hear me? Chem TK. I pulled down. Can't hear me.
We hear you, but it's a little
Real
diminished.
low.
It's low, but we hear you.
Yeah, I pulled down the Chem TK. That was I don't know, like a week ago. Before
Chem
that, I
Triangle
pulled down
Kush.
Chem Dog D. Also Triangle Kush, yeah. Then I pulled down this other one before that, which is a South Beach from Lit Farms. Red Velvet crossed with
What I'm most interested in, Stoney, is you grew the black water. Did you keep it, or are you trying to grow more of it, or you're done with it?
No, I actually got a bunch of seeds, so I just ran it just to try it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just making runs of stuff that I want to keep eventually. So yeah, that one's on the list for sure.
Oh,
And the South Beach, I'll tell you what, man, it's very similar. I don't know. It's fucking very jet fuel, and I guess lemon. I don't smell it. I'm around these plants. I don't smell it. But I brought it over the other night to the guys. As soon as Bobby came downstairs, like, holy shit. The hell's that lemon smell? And it's really good, man. This shit'll kick your ass. It's kicking my ass right now. So yeah, this one's gonna be a keeper too.
You know, where's that? Who's that? What's that?
Lit Farms. It was a pack given to me by I can't remember the fucking thing now. He's like a seed broker. He was at a show downtown Chicago that I went to. And because I bought a lot of stuff from him, especially when he first started out, he's like, here, he threw me a free pack. He goes, I think they're having problems with this plant or something. He goes, I grew it out. He goes, it was really fucking fire. So, and I grew it out, and he's right. It's fucking fire. It's a big plant too, so. It's staying.
Well, that's like, yeah, you just never know where the fire is and all the seeds that are out there.
I would have never picked this out, you know. Then I'll tell you what I got right now that's I'm really impressed with. That's in my garden. I got two soups. 2 out of 3 of my beans turned out to be females, and both of them are the stalk on those things from the bottom to just about the very top is the same fucking size. It's like a tree, man. It's just, it's not like the biggest plants or the tallest ones that I have, but it's just, it's a fucking beefy plant. So I'm excited to see how that one turns out.
cool.
What about you, Blind Cat?
What?
What's up with your fire, man? We got going on, man.
Cool that you loving.
What are those 3 you put in the greenhouse?
So I haven't put them in there yet. They're still in my playhouse, which is my future breeding chamber as well. But I got 1 Amy's Aces in there, 1 bike seat, and 1 White Widow to cross to unicorn poop. And then similar shit in the 2 flower rooms. Mostly Amy's Aces. I got like fucking a total of fucking like 10 Amy's Aces. And then in flower, or not, no, 9. And then the 1 in the playhouse. And then fucking 3 hippie goggles, like probably 3 bike seat, another unicorn poop, White Widow unicorn poop. Yeah, pretty much all that kind of shit.
Hippie goggles. That's Smiley, right?
Yep.
All right.
And then
how long are yours? Yours are ahead of mine, I assume. Because mine,
yeah, I got some on day
I only just get
30, 34, and 22.
Ah, nice. How they smell?
I haven't really done any stem rubs on them, but so far everything looks good, and I've done like a little bit of smell on it, but I haven't like pinned it down or nothing.
Yeah, I try not to give too much merit to that stem rub, but a good stem rub isn't like a fucking negative thing, anyways, right?
Yeah, I like to wait till it's all done and dried and cured, or at least
I had this strain that was a freebie. It was from a volunteer from James Loud. He calls Mystery Machine.
Mm-hmm.
And when it grew, it was the loudest juicy fruit gum smell, taste, all the way to trimming it. It was just pure juicy fruit. But when you let it dry and cure for 2 weeks, and no, it had a hint of that. It was like, and I grew it for a while and did different things, like trimmed it a little, kept it fresher when we put it in the jar. Now that terp thing like dissipated in the cure. Like maybe you could have captured it in some fresh frozen, but it was that yellow pack of gum, juicy fruit. So
that's sort of like the modern banana, I think. Or at least the banana I have, buddy, is sort of from Primal Punchline, working that shit, came out of banana. And Eagle has that banana as well from the F2s. But that, when it first comes out, a lot of people say, oh, that's like juicy fruit. Especially if it's an older nugget, like a month or two, it definitely goes down to that juicy fruit sweetness level. You might be interested in some F3 bananas I got producing.
Thanks.
I don't think I've had anything that it's crossed with it. Because I grew out this Jesus juice that was, I guess I won it. They sent it to me as Jesus juice crossed with Primal Punch. Oh, fuck, man. That's going to be a keeper, too. That thing came out so
Jesus juice was good.
It tasted like a fucking snow cone. You know, those red, white, blue fucking things. Man. So, and it was potent, too. Usually those sweet things don't do it for me. They usually kind of on the lesser side. This shit, man. Got my name several times.
Yeah, anything with that Gorilla Glue, man, can really, put it puts me down. But my wife loves to smoke that Primal Punch, and she cleans the house with it. So for her, it motivates her. But for me, it's like a lazy afternoon. Give me that Primal Punch. I'm not doing shit.
Oh, I also
watching grass grow.
Forgot to say a Pam. I think it was a Pam F2 as well. So
family tree seeds, huh?
I don't remember who it was from, but it was when I went to Vegas and met up. Johnny and I picked up Ohio's Captain Dank, and he gifted. I was talking about how I like the Pam because it was genetically different in the galaxy or whatever, in the Phylos galaxy.
Can we give that galaxy, Brad, where are you on this one, man? The galaxy, does it have any merit? Because remember, I have the OG. I have the OG. So it all starts with me and my OG, not your OG, but my OG, because I have the OG, not you.
Me too.
All right.
Okay, well, I believe in the science, if that's what you're gonna ask. But I will say that that's immediately what I thought of, because I thought of Pam. I thought, ooh, unique in the galaxy. And then he said it's Pam F2. So it's the most unique version of Pam. We're going to get the most fucking variety in those seeds out of something that's already an odd variety.
Yeah, I just never grown it. So, and I'd heard about it. So I was like, oh, let's check it out. Fucking got it for free as a gift. So why not?
Now I caught that word. Is that my background music? I hear feedback. Is that you, buddy?
No.
That's my own feedback. Huh?
Right here.
I heard you said it's not a varietal or it's not a variety.
No, I didn't say that. I said it's already an odd variety, and that the F2 is going to be the most variety of an odd variety.
Right.
Well, you know,
I
the
thought you're
one,
getting all like botany on us, man, and say there actually is no cultivars. There's nothing stable, so we can't call the cultivar
Well, it's
varietal.
actually the opposite, because now the whatever mainstream narrative or official narrative that everything is just cannabis sativa, which to me is like the most wrong thing that could be, when none of us are smoking what you use to make hemp or t-shirts with, because that's what sativa is. Sativa plant that got classified as sativa is Eastern European hemp that doesn't produce any cannabinoid. It's only good for fiber.
I thought it was only classified as non-drug varietal and drug
Yeah.
varietal.
Well,
It's
that's
all
how I
sativa.
would: narrow leaf drug variety, broadleaf drug variety, narrow leaf hemp variety, broadleaf hemp variety.
And ruderalis, is there a category for that motherfucker?
Well, I think of that as just like a true annual. You know, it just grows, it flowers, it makes seeds, and it starts again. That autoflower for cannabis is more like what the rest of all plants are in nature if they're not perennials.
You're not a perennial.
I know. I'm a preemie, not a perennial.
hey, the one strains I never mentioned, but over the last 6 years are the ones that I rock the hardest. All come from symbiotic genetics. Right now, I have his Wedding Crasher. That's been production. I ran his Mendo Punch for the last 5 years. His AK, Cherry AK Punch is so many of his. I got a few others. The reason, yeah, always top quality, but his shit stacks and gets fat and like puts on weight and consistently. My one friend buys all the seeds for years and then brings me clones of them. But yeah, symbiotic fucking rocks if you're looking for yielders.
That's that Primal Punch is a symbiotics banana punch.
Yeah, that was his first line. Was everything was crossed into punch. That was a few years ago, and then his second line was everything into mimosa, and now he's got a bunch. And he took a bunch of emerald cups in different categories with modified grapes last week. So yeah, but somehow he puts on stackers. Like nothing I've grown from him ever disappoints when it comes to that.
Well, I believe he doesn't put out so many seeds, right? He has only a handful of varieties to put out, right?
Yeah, like he's out of Sacramento. I don't know him at all or much about it, other than my friend has been buying seeds from him for
pretty hard to get. Anyways, I never ran past. I've never seen a pack that. If I have seen a pack, I would have bought it for sure. I haven't ran across a
even
pack up
the
here in
first
Canada.
time I tried to buy a pack of his seeds. It was when COVID started, and that's what led me to be on YouTube and find this community. Was this pack called Wedding Crasher? And when he first dropped it, when I went, I saw an Instagram picture of it, and I was like, ah, fuck. I got to get that. I started to try to find it and buy it at all the things on Google, Seed Bank, whatever. It was already sold out. It was nowhere to be found. But one thing led to another. And like, next thing you know, I got in touch with people I knew from like early 2000s to 2015 when like I dropped out of that whole thing. James and different people. And then like about 6 months ago, he released Wedding Crasher version 2. Maybe it's longer than 6 months ago. But yeah, I went online when the drop happened and got it. And that's the only pack I ever bought from him. But yeah, Wedding Crasher. I guess it's Wedding Cake in the Primal or in the Purple Punch or whatever you call it. Rocks. And the one that's been my favorite is the Mendo Breath crossed into Purple Punch. That is the best.
Oh, yeah.
And like I say, some of these other people I know, so it's of course I promote what they're doing. I don't know that guy from Adam, but I know he puts out fire.
We just lose the major auto general. I mean, whatever. Fuck it. I said his name wrong. Huh?
The major auto.
The auto major general. We did. Oh, he went outside.
See, I'm still hung up on genetics.
You probably can't hear me, right? It's all fucked up.
We can hear you. Major auto general.
Good.
Coming in loud and clear. You can't hear me.
You know, Major, I think I sent it to you because I tagged you in it, but I made my first meme ever and it was about you. And I posted it to you and Eagle, and that guy kind of reminded me of you. He's a comedian that filters himself just like you. I think you might have got it from him.
These are some re-veg
I
fuckers.
thought it was fitting.
No.
That was funny. So it's already been warm enough for you to re-veg some shit up there, Major? Or start a re-veg?
I pulled a run from inside at PM, too bad. I was like, fuck. It was like week 4. I just stripped it all and threw them outside. I was starting to re-veg. So, yeah, week 4 re-veg, buddy. Hopefully that's stick in the veg mode. Looks like they're in that weird. I'll try to zoom in a little on this fucking thing.
I thought that PM got in the plant itself and only expressed itself under stress later on.
Yeah, I think they got a little stressed out, pushed the lights a little heavy. My nutritional game was out. They got too big, right? These are like little 3-gallon pots. But that's the frosted fruit cake. Number 3, apparently.
Frosted fruitcake. Nice.
Call me a fruitcake.
Frosted fruit cake.
You call me a
Sacred
fruitcake?
cut. Sacred
Call
cut
me a
seeds.
Oh, that's what the seeds are called, not me. Thank you. Frosted. What the hell is that was called? Fruitcake.
There you go. A 3-pack.
What's that?
Yeah, they should take off pretty good. Him with heavy nitrogen, he should be just fine. But I got some 200-gallon pots I'm gonna put them in. I'm growing big. They're 4 feet now. Hopefully they finish, I don't know, 12 feet.
What kind of pot?
A 200-gallon radical pot. I'm gonna modify.
So just around.
Put out somewhere.
I like the round pots. I got a small pot. 200 gallon and a 150. Best pots I ever grew in. The fuck is that little thing in the sky?
UFO, man.
Is that how small the moon looks?
Yeah, that's the moon.
That's how small that shit is to you guys?
Yeah.
Dude, it's
That's
giant
the
thing
moon.
here by Mexico.
I'm up north, man. There ain't fucking nothing up here, bud.
Fucking giant down here, dude. Huge
Fucking
moon.
nothing up here, bud.
It's called a fucking.
There's been reports that there's this huge uptick of UFO sightings in the Bay Area, Northern California area, even by the military confirming a couple of them.
I saw that.
Big drop of acid was released lately.
Freaky deaky shit.
It's cold out here barefoot.
Barefoot. You damn right. Got the bare ass chaps on too. No, because I'm not wearing shorts, man. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Letting the boys hang.
No, I found underwear actually, guys. And shit. I got my
You
mom
like some
told me I had to
slapping
put
against
clothes
that
on. What the
leather.
fuck?
Yeah, you don't want to get all chafed up, you fucking crazy fuckers.
My mom came over. I had to put clothes on.
Assless chaps.
Gotta air those boys out. Get the mesh undies
Yeah.
going. Mesh style.
Try to
Breathable.
get them ticks on your dick. Get me a tick on my dick. Tick on my dick. And skeeters on my Peter.
What about you, Red? Were you going to try to sneak out some autos this summer?
That ain't gonna happen, man.
Not
Wait,
gonna
well,
happen, huh?
actually, let me take that back. I might be able to do a fall crop, like stick them outside. They won't be autos, but I'll make them autos because it'll already be flowering time. They'll be small enough to conceal. It's all about the concealation.
And you ain't going to move to Michigan anytime soon.
No. Things change.
Yeah, you didn't get that. Thought you were traveling. You're going to make a mad grow up and go all red style. Get fucking 10 rooms
like,
going.
Wouldn't
20-week flower.
Wouldn't the best move be to look at like whatever states are the newest states coming on and pick one of those that seems, like a place you might like? Like,
nah.
Because any of the states
I
that are
did that already.
established.
I did that 10 years ago when I went to Colorado and everything was gay. I mean, unsuccessful. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. Me and you are about the same age then, Red motherfucker, if you're using that word. We used to use that word a lot till all of a sudden it was not cool to use that word.
What you got, 35, 40?
I'm 40-ish, 40 plus, shall we say?
Oh, Red feels
I'm
like
a little bit younger.
25.
I'm 32
Yeah, on YouTube.
on YouTube.
On YouTube, I'm fucking only this many.
Only this many.
All right, I can't count either. Fuck, 10, 20, 30. I'll go with 30.
I almost said I'm right in between Red and Major, but that just sounds wrong. That sounds kind of gay.
No homo.
Pause.
Well, I'm in my last year of my 50s.
I guess we're all behind Eagle. This phone Eagle.
Granddaddy Eagle.
Oh no. I guess in front of Eagle is what, buddy? You're
I'm
70?
almost 40. I'm almost 40. I'll
I'm
just say.
59.
59. Right on. Right on, buddy.
So,
Lots
so
of
I'm
years
about
left.
40. I'm almost 40. I might be 40. I don't know. I don't count my birthdays. I don't have a birthday. The first day that I was born is my birthday. Ever since then, I don't count that shit.
After 35, you start counting down, right? Not up.
Oh no, this after my birthday. Fuck. I didn't even celebrate my 21st birthday.
Going downhill, boys. You better keep care of yourself. Drink that
Shit,
water.
I'm beautiful. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Don't
Your
you say
beard
that's
game's
just
whacked out, man. You
piece
need
of-
some more beef and carrots, bud.
I don't put
Throw
those
that
things
shit
in there.
Get some girth on her, man. Get some girth on her.
Oh,
But
gorgeous.
for your age, that beard should be darker, man. Come on now.
My beard, I dye it gray, so I look perfect. Fuck, dude. Come on.
Because you clean your room too much, man, with that bleach. Ease
Nah,
off with the
I
bleach,
want to look
man.
like Scott Steiner, dude. The Steiner brothers. Fucking really bright, fucking white, and the rest of these pitch
You
black.
got it. You got it. Fuck.
Puff Daddy.
The tattoo my bald ass head. You'd never see me take my hat off, but if I did, you'd be like, God damn, it's a fucking real life clown.
God damn. Look like Stoney or fucking Blanket.
Oh, man.
Backhander.
Wait till you get to 50 green fingers. That's when the fun begins.
I already got hair growing out of places I don't want to mention. What the fuck?
You know,
It gets more
no one ever
exciting than
tells
that,
you.
dude. That's just a novelty.
You know, that's a
Things
real life
that
thing
grow
when
on
people
you.
always ask
Cognac
you
hair.
Get all
if
kinds
you're
of
not
shit.
acting yourself and people ask, what's
Articles.
wrong? You got a hair up the butt? That can be a
Okay.
legitimate thing, I figured
Can I
out.
transplant those hairs to my balding hair area? Like all the long hairs on my shit? My ass hairs and shit? Not saying I got any. It's supposed if I did.
I got some to share.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Just
Yeah,
have
can
your
I just take
asshole
other
grafted
people's
to
hair?
your head, man.
I can't like get some ass hair on my face to fill in my little spots I can't, bro. No, my beard's perfect.
Well, I think we've reached the bottom of this conversation.
Yeah. Time to go.
The matching
Party's
drapes
over.
and the carpet. The carpet match the drapes. I don't have any. I just cut it all off.
This reminds me of when you were drinking back in the days, drinking when you and the last couple of people were left, and there was like no more beer, and you're looking at each other like, oh, what are we gonna do? You know, it's like, fuck, it's time to go. Let's just go.
Smoking the last roaches and drinking the beer with the roach in it. It's like, fuck, it's all gone, dude. Gotta go. It's all gone.
All right, Eagle. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Stoney.
Green fingers,
Have a good one,
Major,
Stoney.
Buddy, Blind Cat, Red Pill,
Later, Stoney.
guys. Chat. Peace. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Sure.
Peace out,
You have a
Stoney.
good day, brother.
Yeah, everyone on chat, in the room. It was a great night. Enjoy all of our conversation and have a good week.
Yeah.
Too, brother.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Okay, I'm out next. Another night, another weed nerd. Love you guys.
Later, Red Pill.
Peace out.
Love you too, Red Pill.
Love you
Good
too,
day,
Red
brother.
Pill.
Peace.
Can't wait.
I'll dip out next. Eagle, Green Fingers, everybody, chat. Hope everybody has a great day. Peace.
You have a good day, dude, brother. Thank you for popping in, man.
For sure, brother. Later.
All right, people, go plant some seeds. Fucking wear some pants. Eagle. Love you. You better have
He
pants
said
on, dude.
wear some
You better have
pants.
pants on.
I
If you
don't
don't have
know. I've
pants
been
on, I'm gonna
fucking,
do
man. I
You've been
cambered
patting it
off.
the
I
whole
pulled a
time.
complete red pill, man. I've been fucking over here yawning, practically snuggied up and shit. It's cold in here without these fucking lights kicking.
Can't get comfortable.
Comfy though. Feet
Love you,
up.
bro. Have a
You
good
too,
night.
Have a good one, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Weed Nerd World, Monday night. With that being said, it is Monday night, or will be Monday night later on. Mandatory Monday Weed Nerd World. So I will see you tonight at 2 a.m. We did take it late. It is 6 o'clock or 5:58 Michigan time, which is a little late for me. I was yawning at 4:20. So I am going to have to pass on the shout outs tonight, but I do hold a special place in my heart for all you guys. Please know that. And if you're one of the people that hang out in the Patreon and help out over there, the F2 Chilumbium seeds will be available there first, free for you guys. Do not forget to sign up or drop me an address for those, and I will get those out ASAP. For the rest of you guys, do not forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Simple, how you doing? Can I get that door for you? Phone calls, random bud drops, anything helps. As long as it's from the heart, it will go a long way. With that being said, I will see you guys tonight. I am out of here. Thank you guys for hanging